Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. It's Stalker Tuesday. It's the first Stalker Tuesday we've had since like June, dude. It's been a fat minute. I'm happy. I'm happy to finally Whoa, what the fuck just happened? I'm happy to finally be back in this fucking chair right now. God. I honestly haven't actually played Stalker Anomaly since the last Stalker Tuesday I actually did on stream. I've been playing Stalker technically because I've been playing a lot of Shadow of Chernobyl, getting my Stalker fix by shadowing Mono for their run through Shadow of Chernobyl they've been doing as of late, and attempting to do a little challenge run that they kind of said offhand as a joke. Because they're like, man, wouldn't it be fucked up if somebody tried to play through Shadow of Chernobyl but only ever saved at, like, the Rostock bar? I was like, yeah, that'd be horrible. I'm gonna give that a try. And I've attempted it, like, several times. Because the thing is that it's basically just playing Shadow of Chernobyl permadeath until you get to the bar for the first time. And you don't get to go to the bar until you go through Agroprom. Unless you want to anger duty. I don't like to do that. So I've had my runs end prematurely a number of different times. It has been unfortunate. But it was entertaining and fun, and I have gotten pretty good at kind of just blasting through the early game of Stalker. Obviously kind of trying to feel out some good strats on how to do it. You know, I'm like, okay, obviously I need to save this many bottles of vodka for this thing, get these artifacts for this quest immediately to make this much money. Obviously, if I want to go to this stash over here, I need some anti-rads because it's irradiated. Because there have been multiple times where I just ended up having no anti-rads, and I would just kind of like die out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So if I end up opening up a stash and finding an anti-rad artifact, I immediately start pogging at this point. To say nothing of the fact that I'm like, early game now, in order to prevent dying prematurely, I enter gunfights stacking up my belt full of like fucking bulletproofing artifacts, and then as soon as the gunfighting has died down, I rush to chug as much vodka as I can to combat all the radiation that I've started getting dosed with because I had these things in my fucking belt. Don't try to do challenge runs for Shadow of Chernobyl, friends. It is a terrible fucking idea. It is atrocious. But that's what I've been up to. This weekend I've just been working my ass off, for the most part. Was gonna hang with some friends on Sunday. That didn't really pan out. But we're gonna be doing it this Friday instead, right before they go to a fucking show the next day. But I just spent most of today just at work, doing work and listening to Burial. I don't know why I'm so fucking tired. It might be a shorter one than usual as I reacclimatize myself to Stalker and also attempt to keep my eyes open. Had a fucking medium roast coffee brewed strong right before I went live, so hopefully that'll be enough. But even if it's not, I'm sure I'll be okay. Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll just like switch gears and play Monster Hunter or some shit. Now I'm already gonna be doing that on Thursday, because I have kind of been doing like a fly by the seat of my pants type of thing this week, where like at least for a couple of weeks or so, I'm not gonna be like worrying about making a weekly schedule. I'm just gonna figure that shit out as I go, so I don't feel like I have to put so much pressure on myself after diving right back into the deep end of the pool. You know what it is. But I think that's enough of an intro. I think it is time to get back into the actual game then. So come join me at the bar while I talk about, more shit, I guess. Fuck it. Hi everybody! Welcome on in. I am, as you know, actually on really low frames. What the fuck? What's up with that? Hold up. Yeah, why am I on low frames? It's only when I'm in the fucking game, actually. Huh. Alright, well. Hi everybody. I'm Too Much Sascha, the Chernobyl Battle Maid. I cook, I clean, I hunt, and I live out of the back of a bar here in the Chernobyl zone. And when I'm not doing any of those cooking and cleaning and hunting things, I like to play spooky shooty games here on Twitch. And every Tuesday, I play the Stalker series. It's my favorite after all. Hey Normix, welcome on in. So, it's been a fat minute since I last played Anomaly, but I'm excited to get back into it. It's a great fucking game. There is much to see and do. There is much to see and do. Like I was saying earlier, When I last left off, I was basically all ready to go straight into Lab X18. Like, I had my gear all set. Everything was all, like, just squared away. Like, I had the provisions, the ammo, the guns, and everything. But I ended up having to call that one because I wasn't feeling physically well when that happened. Then I ended up going for a month-long hiatus that wasn't supposed to be a month long. So that was a little bit funny. But that being said, I am going to be postponing the X18 raid again for a little bit, because I'm going to be taking tonight to reacclimatize myself to things, because nothing makes jump scares worse than being really fucking sleep deprived. Because I stayed up last night watching Vita Carnis with fucking, with Nick's Nightfall. That was something. Ugh. I would recommend it if you like horror, but I would not recommend it if you're trying to get a good night's sleep. Thankfully, Nyx proved to be a very useful guide when it came to experiencing this series. Because I was like, hey, I'm sorry, it's 2 a.m. right now. I'm not sure I can do watching a video about like a live action video of a meat monster silently creeping up to my bed and killing me. And Nyx was like, fair. I was like, okay, let's watch this one. And Nyx is like, oh, I wouldn't advise that. That one just has audio of a family being fucking murdered by a monster. And I'm like, great, let's skip that one too. But other than that, aside from the horrific shit going on in that series, we had a good time watching it, and I'm pleasantly intrigued with it. I'm not sure if I like it as much as I like Local 58 and fucking Gemini, but it's still really solid. So that's what I've been up to. But let's get into Stalker then. Let's actually get into Stalker, because it has been about 15 minutes since I went live. That's a classic Sascha moment. Let me get this shit started up. It's a slow evening, tired as hell, gonna be low-key with the gameplay. It's a comfy afternoon. Ugh. Fuck, let me get Stalker loaded up, and I'll be all ready to go. Alright, I think this is it. Ah, perfect. Alright, let's head on down to the game, shall we? Alright, here we are. As we do. Alright, so I last saved here in Rostock, right after I'd finished gearing up to go to X18. I am not going to be going to X18, I'm just going to be doing some side quests. Unless I had jobs to do in the immediate area around X18. I wonder if I did. I probably did. So also, you might notice on my vest, I have a brand new badge. This, you might see it right there below my little greater than sign, is Milo from The Descendants, which I decided to add because I recently started listening to The Descendants. They're not bad at all, actually. I kind of like them. They kind of occupied the same the same space in my mind as, fucking, what is it? The Adolescents, because I mean, like, their names are so similar and their sounds are incredibly similar too, and they're both like 1980s LA punk bands. Just like how the Smiths and the Melvins occupied the same space in my mind for a while. That one's a lot less defensible. I don't really know how that one made any sense to me at any point, but fuck it, what are you gonna do? Also, do I have the lip syncing turned on? I might have turned it off at some point. We're good. Cool. Alright, what kind of jobs do I have to do here? We've got... Talk to Gatekeeper. Definitely not doing that. We've got a guy to go kill in Agroprom for Petrenko. Military goons to deal with. And we've got work to do in the garbage. So we'll just head on down to the garbage, and from there we'll head to Agroprom and see who Petrenko needs me to kill. 5-minute adventure, easy. And I still got my boys right here with me. Now, is the sound good? Nope, the sound is down to half volume, and the game is down to half volume as well. So that's better. Now we can actually hear what's happening. I had it turned down for the most part. Just because I was, you know, fucking booling or whatever. When I was doing some off-stream gaming, I had the music all the way down and the in-game sound turned to about half volume. So I could actually hear when I was playing in Discord calls and shit. Last time I was playing, it was on my solo save, and I was mostly listening to High Viz with a friend. I was showing them a fucking live performance of High Viz. A lot of the music I've been listening to lately has all just been me trying to find bands that sound like High Viz or give me the same feeling that High Viz does, and I have not succeeded at all. I started listening to Echo and the Bunnymen, fucking Flock of Seagulls, Fugazi, a lot of other bands that they name drop as influences. And no band sounds like High Viz. Cause like, you get like these Flock of Seagulls riffs, these Fugazi, like, you know, vocal deliveries and lyrics, but you've got these like My Bloody Valentine or like Ride. Actually, I think Ride is a better comparison because they also name drop Ride as an influence. But you got like this Ride level of distortion and effects on your guitar pedals. What the fuck? Hold up. Give me a second. Why is my encoding overloaded? Hold up. That is brand new. Why is that happening? Quit. Hey, Sideline, what's up? I am experiencing a weird thing. Hold on a second. Let me try, is it Stalker? I wonder if it's Stalker doing this. OBS hates high FPS. Yeah, but I have my game set to 60 FPS. How are you doing, Sai? It's good to see you as always. I'll continue talking about music as soon as I get to the bottom of this shit. Let me open up my task manager. Why is VTube Studio technically open 3 times? Wallpaper engine. Get out of here. No. Weird then, lol. I'm good, just woke up. That's good. Hold up. Let me try this. Huh. Something up with VTube Studio then, it would seem. Give me a second. Yeah, I kind of feel that though. I'm also really tired today. Because I'm just like super fucking exhausted after a long day of work. It's been a week. It's been a week. But I'm happy I've been taking it slow with getting back into streaming. It's been helping a lot. Because I've just been working my ass off like at my job, and then, you know, I get home and I'm like working a lot on like music and other creative projects. So it's like I gotta take it like a step at a time, you know. And I think I'm definitely doing that pretty well, to some degree at least. Let me open up VTube Studio back up again and check this out. Just a minute. That is the first time VTube Studio has ever done that to me, by the way. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let me give you a shout out, by the way, because I know you're a trusted homie. Silem. Here you go. No, it's still doing that. Why are you still doing that? Hold up. Is it? Thank you. Yeah. Not a stream without scuff. Yeah, you get it. But everybody, please go check out our homie Silam, a very good friend of our stream. The fact that this wasn't doing this before. Hold up. I wonder if it's the Descendants badge. No, it wasn't. This legitimately was not happening before. I am actually kind of a little bit confused as to what could be causing this. Because... So I guess it couldn't possibly be VTube Studio. Like, VTube Studio obviously has a pretty big draw on my shit, but it can't be that specifically, can it? Because... We've got OBS Studio at a pretty high level of usage as well. Huh. Is Task Manager showing anything? I don't really trust Task Manager on my GPU usage because it's never really super accurate. But we are sitting at around like 79% GPU usage for VTube Studio, which isn't super bad, I wouldn't say. But, is it Stalker? Let me check. Let me check this. No, it's not Stalker. Okay. Oh, I think I know what it was. I know what it was. It was a scene that I had set up with my my capture card. It was a scene that I had set up with my capture card. And I guess I must have forgotten to either deactivate that source, or I must have forgotten to delete the scene with it. Because as soon as I got rid of the scene that had the capture card in it, the game my stream immediately started getting better. I think it was the capture card. That thing is a thorn in my side. That thing is a thorn in my fucking side. I got it mainly to make my streams a little bit smoother, and it has ended up actually kind of having like a negative effect on my setup sometimes. Ugh. Alright, let's let Stalker back up and pretend this shit didn't happen. I'm happy I got this out the way real early, though. Imagine if this didn't start happening until, like, later tonight. I would have been like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Why now? Because, like, the thing isn't even plugged in. The thing's not plugged in, and my monitors are not running through it. My monitors go through, you know, the fucking, my monitors go through DisplayPort cables when they're not, running with, what's the word? When I'm not using my capture card, which I mainly just use to, like, play PS3 or PS4 games on my, you know, like, while sitting down at my PC. As a whole, I only really use it for that these days, and occasionally streaming these games when I have time to, but it's a lot of effort to set it up. It's a lot of effort to set her up. So instead, I just kind of, you know, play the fucking thing with, without it. We are good now. Perfect. I can't believe it was the capture card. I knew it. It was like it had to be. Sai says I had issues with encoder overload on Far Cry 3. I streamed Far Cry 3 back in, almost a year ago now, and it ran surprisingly well. I wonder what could have been causing it on your end. As it goes, I usually tend to have encoder overloads whenever I'm actually, like, loading into a level in this game. Just because, you know, it's the X-Ray engine. But this is the X-Ray monolith engine that is marginally more optimized, as it were. Alright, well, we got that out of the way. I feel empowered. Alright, so let's see what's on the agenda. We got two things to do here in the garbage. We got, mutants to kill and classified information and documents to grab. Easy work. What the fuck? My fix was to create a shortcut that limited FPS to 60 and 120. It was unlimited overloads. That is fair, but doesn't Far Cry 3 already have a native frame rate cap? Like, I could have sworn it did. I mean, I have mine set to around, like, I think 60. If I'm going to be streaming a game, I definitely cap it to 60 because the most that the viewer is going to see is 60 anyway. So no real reason to have it running at 144 on my end and straining the fuck out of my GPU. It might have been feasible to stream games at 140 if I, you know, wasn't using VTube Studio, as I am now. Also, you had to create a shortcut that limited the FPS. So what, you had to use, like, launch option, shortcuts and shit? Like, what GPU are you using? Could you not have used, like, MSI Afterburner or, like, NVIDIA, control panel? Started at 60, it was playable, but switching to 120 was very noticeable. We do live in strange times. This is something that can happen, huh? I'm not wasting AK ammo on these fucking pigs. Even if it's just regular FMJ ammo, not even hollow point or whatever the fuck. launch options have a 4070 Ti. Yeah, I'd be fucking confused too. I'd be like, huh? You're like top of the line hardware. Why are you doing this? It happens from time to time. I'm honestly kind of marveled that Half-Life 2 last Thursday went off without a hitch. Because it was a... Oh, I have to go kill a Burer, huh? Because Half-Life 2 is the Source engine. The Source engine is, you know, a really, really good engine. But it's also old. And no matter how well you design your game engine, if it's older, the more modern technology and modern operating systems begin to change with how they work, the more likely it is that some stupid shit might go down. And go down it somehow didn't, actually. Ooh, this is a bountiful harvest. A brain, a hand, some money. Now, what else is making noises over here? Zombies. Funny how that works, especially for super old games that ran off CPU rate. Yeah. Or games that limit your fucking physics to the frame rate. Hi, Chance. Welcome on in. How are you doing today, Chance? It's wonderful to see you in, as always. I say that like I didn't, you know, I wasn't, like, hanging with you and Ellie in the VC right before I went live. Oh my god, you guys are idiots. Chillin'? Huge. Chance, give yourself a shout-out in the chat for us, please. Type exclamation point SO and then your name. I'm very happy with the little custom shout-out command that I've written. It's, it dates back to when I first started VTubing, actually. I'm still proud of how it is. I had to put it away for a little bit when Twitch added the, native sort of, like, front-end shout-out command. And most of my friends were saying to focus on using that. And Mix It Up hadn't actually added in a command to, allow you to make use of that. Yeah, it does do both. Twitch and Mix It Up didn't allow me to do both for a while, but as soon as I realized that I could, I immediately started doing that. It was good. It was good. But yeah, so let me get back to music then. Also, Chance says, now that totally didn't happen. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, where did that come from? Is that a fucking lurker? So I've been listening to High Viz again. I've been listening to a lot of post-punk, post-hardcore, and post-rock all at the same time. And some post-metal. I was getting back into Yesu. I might start listening to ISIS at some point. I've heard of them before, and I know they're an influence on Yesu. But I was listening to a lot of High Viz again, because I love High Viz. They're an amazing band, and I never get sick of their music. But I kept seeking out bands that they were influenced by as a means to kind of try and, like, get my High Viz fix without just listening to more High Viz. That didn't quite work out, because no band sounds like High Viz. I've listened to a lot of modern new gaze bands. Can you fire a single shot real quick? Ah, yeah, there is no game audio. Isn't that funny? Thank you for pointing that out, Chance. That could have been a problem. Let's see here. Can I refresh this? No, I can't. Let me try deleting it and then re-adding it. No, it simply does not work. Alright. Well then, I know how to do this. If I go here and click Capture All Except, and then go to Properties, delete everything except for OBS, and Discord. Huh. Yeah, sometimes this does happen with the audio. It's a little bit weird. God, it's always when I'm talking about the music that this shit happens, huh? Flip it back. Not advanced audio properties. We want regular properties. Wait. Right now? No. Huh. This is strange. Let me try doing that with it a little bit. Fucking with it, I think. How did I lose game audio when the encoder overload issue was happening? Wait, I know. So we go back to the bar and then reload that source. Because when I switch between game zooms and regular game, we're still dealing with that. But if I go back to... No. Oh, OBS. Oh, baby. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me, OBS? How are you letting this happen? It's been a while since this happened. Let me try. First, hiding it and then re-hiding it. No. See, the thing about this is that it happens so intermittently that I never really properly learn how to fix it. What is the hotkey for activating that, actually? Tools. Spout output. Scripts, output timer. Give me a second, I've got an idea. Open up Stream Deck. Real quick, add a brand new little hotkey for OBS. If you want, I can help you with techie stuff later. I appreciate it, but I think I'll be alright. This happens so intermittently that I never really need to learn how to do it, because eventually I just get her fixed on stream, and then we're okay. But, it does catch me off guard whenever it happens. If I go into game audio... Where are you? Here we go. Game audio. Capture foreground window is set to delete. Let's instead set that to... It's not a hotkey. Not a hotkey option here. Transition. Buffer. Fuck it. Let's just try this then. Ah! Well, that works for now. We'll just do it manually then with the foreground screen hotkey. So we're good. We have audio again. Encoder issues, foreground fucking like audio issues. Oh, Stalker. I dragged Anomaly kicking and screaming out of the backlog of my streamed games. And it claws against the ground, manically trying to get its way back into the darkness again. Desperately pleading with me. Encoder issues are kind of silly wacky, huh? Yeah, I think it was right before you came in, Chance, but a scene that I had set up. Remember when I was streaming Motorstorm to you guys in the Discord call? For some reason, having that scene still open with the like a fucking media source calling towards the fucking capture card without me having deactivated it. Ouch! That's a box on my head. Because it was attempting to call back to the fucking capture card without it actually being deactivated or even plugged in and turned on, the fucking thing literally was just like busting my encoder up. He took my knife from me, by the way. Well, at least he fucking, no, he took my gun anyway. At least he fucking bled out, though. Most sane Bureau moment. I don't even remember clearing the mag on this thing. I think he, like, magically emptied my magazine. I'm happy we just got all the tech issues out of the way early. Technology that worked the way it's intended, challenge impossible. Is it a funky capture card too? Mine is 10 years old, so it can do 720p or 1080i. Mine is the HD60X, so it's actually a pretty recent model. Oh, is this guy gonna get killed by zombies again? I was gonna say, if this dumbass gets killed by zombies, I'm gonna fucking prematurely kick him from my squad. And the only way to exit my squad is to die. Oh, it wasn't a zombie, it was a fracture. Alright, you get a little bit of an excuse this time. I do need to heal myself, though. I have seen better days. Well, we don't have to worry about the pigs no more, because they jumped into an anomaly. What a classic moment. Honestly, Chance, I feel you on that technology not working the way it's intended thing, because I think as many of y'all can tell, that's kind of been the better part of the past month for me. I bought mine back when Modern Warfare 2 was relevant and wanted to make COD montages. Now, when you say that, you mean the original Modern Warfare 2, right? Like 2009. Because that was back when people were actually making montages. Now people just make TikToks and shit, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. I don't think I am, oh, I'm gonna die. It turns out running right into a fucking thing like that is not a good idea. What did my helmet crack? Was it when the guy dropped a fucking box on my head? Yes? Ah, I see. I didn't get into attempting to... I never tried to make Call of Duty content on YouTube. Actually, no, I sort of did. Because I had 2 little videos of me playing through the Charlie Don't Surf mission in COD 4, with Rage Against the Machine music in the background. Playing a game where you're mostly just like a soldier killing, people in the Middle East while listening to Rage Against the Machine is an insane level of cognitive dissonance that only middle school me could have pulled off, I think. Man, I'm a thirsty bitch tonight. Alright. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna have to go kill that bearer again. Now, I can take... The problem is I do need to grab the item, or whatever the fuck it is in that box there in the gas anomaly. I can take antidote to lower my susceptibility to the poison damage, but it's still going to hurt my suit. Unfortunately, while I have, you know, actually bought a little bit of a better suit this time, I did still cut costs with the mask. Because I am still using a basic-ass GP5. You guys have probably heard me say this before, but if you can help it, please do not buy a GP5 mask and wear it. Or if you do, don't buy an actual, like, vintage GP5 filter. For a very good reason. That reason being that they have asbestos in them. For real. My first YouTube video was a really good game of Blops 1 on Fire Range to Penny and Stalking with garter belt music. Oh, that sounds like a dream come true. For me, Panty and Stalking, if I had to, like, tie it to a video game I was playing at the time when I was watching that, was Halo Reach. But the weird thing is this was the summer of 2014. God. Teddy Lloyd's a fucking musical genius, man. I wish that in all the years I spent making EDM, I could have made a song that went half as hard as Dance Floor Orgy. That track hits. Alright, hold up. I did pack... Wait, no, I can't use nades on a Bureau. It's a terrible idea. Come on. Got him. I can't believe Season 2 is actually happening. Like, this is fucking insane. I did not think in all these years that it would ever actually come to be. Well, the good news is we still got a brain out of him. And he had a joint on him, too. So this dude was smoking big doinks out here in the zone. We love to see it. Alright, wait here. I have business to do. God. I did make a fucking really angry kind of drum step song back in the day, sampling a voice clip from Penny and Stalking. It was a good time. I have been attempting to remix Fly Away, like the transformation theme, for a very, very long time. And every time I start it up, I get pretty decently far in, and then I say, no, I need to try it over again. It's weird how it works like that. Okay, it's like literally right... Where is it? I need to know where I need to grab is before I jump in. Okay, it's right on the shore. Can I get a view of it before I actually make a run? It's hard to try and reimagine something you like so much. That's a good point. Oh, whatever I was supposed to hunt is dead, so that's good. That's why I struggle to do fan art of shows. Well, with a remix, it's different because it's less a reimagine and more me putting my own spin on it. My most recent attempt is me collaborating with a Michigan friend on a liquid drum and bass version of it. And I think it's not bad, but it does need more work. Besides, all of my music production effort right now is going towards my dark ambient project. Because I haven't talked about it on stream as much. Hold up, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's this guy's fucking backpack. Alright, get out. Easy claps. Because I haven't talked about a whole lot on stream. I name dropped it a little bit during the Half-Life 2 stream last Thursday, but I am making official Sascha music. Rather than doing what a lot of... Hold up, what is this? Rather than what I was originally planning on, like maybe either EDM or like vocal covers or something to that degree, I've instead decided to go a little bit of a more unorthodox... Ugh, what happened there? A little bit more of an unorthodox route with it. So I'm going to be doing Sascha Dark Ambient. Much of it is kind of extremely heavily thematically similar to Stalker, to the point where like a lot of the song titles, or at least their working titles, are all kind of like based around lines or titles of songs that I like, but like with a little spin that's meant to reference different symptoms to radiation sickness. So I have one track that I'm working on called You Exist Behind My Missing Eyelids. I'm very happy with how these song titles sound. But it's going to be very varied in how it sounds, at least at the moment. Because I've got like some tracks that are meant to sort of be extremely like either in character or very like heavily placed within Sasha's story of being like, you know, these sort of like extremely atmospheric kind of sounding things. One of them is currently shaping up to be a little bit more noisy and experimental. One of them is going to basically just kind of be like a sort of like chill interlude of just imagining yourself being like in a certain time and place and hearing different radio broadcasts of music and other cool shit. Obviously, this is all just like stuff I'm still kind of throwing together, and whether or not the EP will actually sound, you know, as like incorporate all of this that I'm trying to work into it remains to be seen. But what matters is that I'm, you know, really interested in how I'm putting it together. Sounds interesting? Yeah. If you want to see a little bit of what I've got... Hold up. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Did I forget to save? If you want to hear a little bit of it, you can head over to my Twitter and scroll through my media tab. There's a video I posted. That is simply from a tweet that just says, secondhand memories of lives left behind. That is a clip of some of the music. Just over Stalker footage. No actual sounds from the Stalker game are even in the video. It's just the ambient music that I made. I've already had a lot of fun working on that one because I was doing a lot of, putting a lot of effort into trying to sort of, like, not sample per se, but almost recreate certain sounds that I think would be very, very emblematic of this location and theming. I'm not too much of a music person. I get what you mean. I talked about it during my Half-Life 2 stream, but most of the dark ambient that I, like, got into was simply because it's similar to a lot of game soundtracks I listen to. Whether it's Stalker, Penumbra, Amnesia, what have you. My love of Amnesia's more orchestral dark ambient score, of course, brought me to listening to Nox Arcana. But it was horror game soundtracks that got me into dark ambient, and thus got me into producing it. But my work on that track that I kind of posted a clip of to Twitter was a lot of fun because I started incorporating, like, not quite sampling sounds that I think were very, like, what's the word? Not, like, emblematic, but I think, like, really like they're very much like a thing of this like area per se. Here's some examples. A Geiger counter. I wanted to add a Geiger counter sound in the beginning of the song, as these sort of like swirling pads and other like sort of field recordings kind of swell in volume, as though the rising wind. Was this on July 26th? I think it was, if that's the video you're looking at. But wait, hold up. No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. July 26th, that was a video with a Godspeed You Black Emperor song. Ah, Mapno, welcome on in. Thank you for the lurk. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a good dinner, friendo. You know, if you're looking at a video I posted on July 26th, that was, I think, a Godspeed You Black Emperor song. You'll have to scroll further back. I started getting really bad Godspeed You Black Emperor brain rot because I started listening to their music a lot more to gain some inspiration for while I was working on this project. It sent me down a pretty big post-rock rabbit hole, which I happily dove into. And I gotta say, listening to Godspeed for the first time on HRT was a hell of a trip. I'll talk about that a bit more later. But yeah, so, for example, a sound that I thought was kind of like really like emblematic or very like characteristic of Stalker's setting is a Geiger counter. And I wanted to use, have like a part in the song. It's not in the actual Twitter clip because I didn't post that section of the song. But to make it almost sound like this rising wind is bringing radioactive dust that starts tripping your Geiger counter for a little bit. I really liked how it sounded, but I didn't just want to use a Geiger counter sound. I'm not sure of the actual date of it, I'm afraid. As long as the video is titled Secondhand Memories of Lives Left Behind, then it is the correct video. But I wanted to recreate the sound of a Geiger counter because just sampling it or like using game sound files felt too cheap. Or not cheap, but like too easy. So what I did was I took a clip of somebody dropping M&M's candy onto a fucking table, and I vocoded it and filtered it accordingly to literally make it sound like a fucking, to make it sound like it was a Geiger counter. And I added a little bit of like a fucking, Ableton's native vinyl crack sound, fucking plugin. And I think it really, really gave it a good boost to it. Now, where's my target? Where'd he go? Because he was just here. Huh? Found it 2 tweets under. Gotcha. But yeah, so I did that. There was also another sort of like really busted, heavily automated, noise synth that I had, and I automated it so it began to sound like a helicopter. And that's kind of where you get that sort of sound of a distant helicopter in the song. And then another one was this mechanical whine that I made with a pad, which I sort of attempted to spin as sounding like the Chernobyl core burning. So the whole idea of it was like the idea of stepping out into you know, a fucking place where something horrible has happened and sort of daydreaming and imagining how that event must have gone down. So it's like you're standing in the Pripyat, what is it, square, and you just kind of like hear the Geiger counter going off, you hear the helicopters playing the broadcast, you hear the core burning. It was a fun track to make, and I'm happy people seem to be enjoying it when they listen to it. Now here's the thing, before I continue, my thing to neutralize a target for Petrenko, the quest doesn't have a location anymore. Which doesn't make any fucking sense, because that quest is supposed to have one. I'm a little bit stumped about this. I guess I'll just keep fucking going in this direction where I last saw him until I find him, huh? Now, speaking of sampling... I'd imagine his boys... Ouch! Fuck, man, that hurt. That hurt. But I knew his fucking boys were nearby. That must have done it. Speaking of sampling, ever since I started listening to more high-vis, I was getting into Fugazi. I've been getting really into classic, post-hardcore. and really, really loving what I hear when I listen to Fugazi. What ended up happening was I was listening to their song Glue Man off their 1989 like compilation 13 songs, which is important because it is a combination of two EPs that were both released in 1988. Now I was listening to this, and the very end of the song Glue Man, I heard like they let their guitars ring out, like they let the fucking feedback just go. And I love when bands do that at the end of the song. But what was interesting is there was something there was something strange about how it sounded to me. I was like, this sounds familiar. I think I've heard this before. So, I do what I do best. I was like, wait. I realized what it was. It sounded like the intro of Real Talk by Evil Intent and Arsenic. Evil Intent is an American drum and bass group that I love listening to, and Arsenic is a guy who collabs a lot with guys like them and Limewax and fucking Gain and shit like that. So I remember really liking their song Real Talk, and being like, wow, this is like fucking Evil Intent and Arsenic at, at their fucking peak. You got these great classic hip-hop samples and shit like that. I love it. But the intro was like super menacing and dissonant. And I was like, is that like a fucking like pad or something? Like, how did they make that sound? And I guess it turns out they just sampled the very end of a fucking Fugazi track. Now, Evil Intent has always been pretty politically active, so to speak. But I did not expect them to sample Fugazi in a track. They did do it very well, though, so fucking hats off to them. I love when my fucking autism just, like, allows me to be, like, fucking ridiculous with, like, picking out song samples. Ah, we've got a Hydretch from our friend Ellie. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate it. Give me just a second to make sure the area is clear before I do that. I suppose we could head back to base now because our missions have been, our missions have succeeded. Let me just do that now, actually. Hold on a second. Oh, wow. That's something else. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of just going back into podcast mode and trying my best to recap about stuff I haven't talked about on stream that's been going down this past month. There's so much that happened this past month. Most of it is just stuff I was talking about on Twitter. It sounds like the ability or curse of hearing voice actors I recognize. I sort of have that, but it's only with very specific voice actors. And one of those voice actors is fucking Yuri Lowenthal. I mean, granted, it's very hard to hear Yuri Lowenthal and not recognize him on the spot, because the man has the most clockable voice ever. Because he keeps getting told by voice directors to just keep doing the same fucking voice. They don't hire Yuri Lowenthal to play a character. They hire Yuri Lowenthal to sound. They hire Yuri Lowenthal to make a character sound like Yuri Lowenthal. He's in Stalker. He's in Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl, actually. I can't fucking stand his voice. I can't stand his fucking voice. Every time I hear him, I can't think of the character he's playing as a character. I just think of him as fucking Yuri Lowenthal. I was playing Need for Speed Heat, and I hear that one guy, I think his name's Richie, and I'm like, hi, Richie, also known as Yuri Lowenthal. I play Stalker. Hey, what's up, Yuri Lowenthal? It's good to see you. Metro 2033, hello, Yuri. What's up? It's been about, like, 5 minutes since I last heard you in a video game. Can we find, like, some type of way? I will dedicate my life's work to this. Can we get some type of like TV series, like animated or real, right? And what we do is we make sure that it will always get renewed by Netflix or Hulu or whatever the fuck every single season. And what happens is we make it so that it has Yuri Lowenthal, Nolan North, and fucking Troy Baker all cast in it, and they are consistently given an agreement to not appear in any other media while they're in this piece of media. But we make sure this piece of media runs forever, so they still get paid and they still get to have a job, but they don't get to be in fucking everything ever. Ah, you're talking about Monica Rial. She's also Tomoko Kuroki. in Watamote. I'm gonna be real. Every time I hear her in things, Oh, wait, no, hold up. No, you're talking about Jamie Marchi. I misread it. Because Monica Rial is stalking. You're right. I should have realized it, but Ellie in Borderlands 2 sounds so much like Panty, because sometimes Panty lets the fucking, the Valley Girl accent out. She's great. I love her. I was talking with Pinch about her, actually, because we were just like, man, stalking's great, but Panty is also great. And I think the way Pinch said it was, quote, I love a bitch who is awful in every conceivable way. And that's a mood. I think that's what my followers think about me, actually, huh? Best not to dwell on it. I'm very stuffy today. I had somebody at work, so like a customer at work accuse me, like not like accuse me, but suggest that I was smoking weed because I was exhausted from, you know, like pulling like a 6-hour shift when I got like no sleep. And also was crying on shift because I'm on HRT and I listen to a lot of emotive music when I'm on shift, which usually means I end up crying. So I was like stuffy and had a red nose, like red eyes, and I was spaced out because I was, you know, kind of in an emotional moment because I was listening to a lot of emotive music, and also I was sleep deprived. So because of all of these things, and I can imagine it probably looked like I was at one point probably smoking weed on shift somehow. But I'm straight edge. I don't do substances. I haven't even drunk in 5 years. So it was weird. It was weird. I'm like, nah, don't worry, dude. I don't do that. I'm very stream of consciousness tonight. Please forgive me. But yeah, Monica Rial is another, I guess, on the same topic of painting and stalking voice actresses. She's another one who has a very noticeable voice because she kind of just gets told to do the same one all the time. Christine Mary Cabanos, or whatever her name is. I can't remember what her last name is, but she plays Mako in Kill la Kill. She also plays Madoka in Squid Girl. I love her. She has a fantastic voice. She's great. She does have a lot of roles, yeah. I've never been drunk. I mean, I've never been drunk either, but I haven't, like, just drank alcohol to begin with in about 5 years. The closest I got to being drunk was having, like, a blurry vision or whatever, but I was still able to walk totally fine and be a perfectly, like, coherent speaker. I was a little bit tipsy was all. And this is while I was watching fucking Donnie Darko. Oh, we got a quick save redeem from our homie Gravy. Thank you. And a Hydrex I see coming in. It's been like 5 minutes since the last one, isn't it? I appreciate it, though. How you doing this grand old evening, Gravy? It's good to see you. Welcome back to the Stalker Tuesdays. You put in a quick save redeem, so I think I might as well just pop one. Because we can some... Hydre only etches on cooldown. I see. What is it? I might as well quick save before I enter the level load zone, because sometimes I do get crashes while loading levels and they can corrupt my save. It's happened before. It is going to send time ahead by a half hour, though. Perhaps I should increase the cost of quick save if I'm playing on campfire mode where it does that. Whoa. That is also fair, Sai. I also don't really fuck with the taste of alcohol. It has to be very situational. I like Moscow Mules. I like Mike's Hard Lemonade, specifically if it is the black cherry flavor. My other favorite is Japanese VA Aoi Yuki. Ah, the Japanese VA for Frappy. Hey, Sai, you want to know what happens if you try to hit fucking Frappy with your car? She'll sue you. You can tell me that one flopped. I could take it. I'm trying to kick coffee for a bit. Because I've been drinking way too much coffee lately. Don't you fucking rimshot me. That's more insulting than sandbagging at this point. God. Let's see, talked about music. Right. So getting back to more music stuff, because most of what I was doing off stream has been just listening to a shit ton of music. I was getting back into Godspeed, and for the first time in my life, I listened to their album Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven, which I'd never listened to before. The only albums from them I'd ever listened to were F Sharp, A Sharp, Infinity, and some of Alleluia, Don't Bend, Ascend. I had not listened to Luciferian Towers, I had not listened to Yankee UXO, I had not listened to Skinny Fists. I still currently have not listened to Asunder Sweet and Other Distress, and I have currently not listened to Godspeed at State's End, because I'm waiting to do that in VR chat, with the projector screen on. But, last month, I did listen to the, Lift Your Skinny Fists Like Antennas to Heaven album in full at work, and I gotta say, I find it very likely that me having started HRT probably, like, drastically changed how I related to the music. Because I started, like, tearing up at during parts of F Sharp, A Sharp even, that I didn't used to. And Lift Your Skinny Fist was an absolute fucking masterpiece. At the present moment, I would go as far as to say that Lift Your Skinny Fist is the most beautiful album I've ever listened to. Bar fucking none. For songs like Sleep, and fucking Storm, and everything else, it's a masterpiece. And y'all can probably tell because, I mean, you know, I did use Storm as my intro for my comeback stream. I really, really like Godspeed. And Storm was an amazing song. And I do need to listen to Lift Your Skinny Fists. I spent the better part of a week trying to see if I could find someone to just sit down and listen to it with me, but everyone's been really busy, so it has to wait. But I did sit down with Nix and listen to Luciferian Towers with them. And Luciferian Towers was a fucking masterpiece. Also, I just realized something. You know why my tasks locations haven't been visible? It's because I turned off the secondary tasks to go look for, the fucking, the thing. To go look for that one stash and try to see where it was. That was what was happening. I turned it off like a fucking idiot. But yeah, so I listened to that. Then I also listened to Yankee UXO, and I loved it. Luciferian Towers is fucking amazing. I don't think I've listened to an album that fits this triumphant feeling so much as Luciferian Towers. If any of you guys in chat like orchestral music, if you like rock, if you like these things combined, please go listen to Godspeed You Black Emperor. Listen to any album by them. Any album by them is a good album to get into. Listen to Silver Mount Zion. Fucking, I don't know. Silver Mount Zion is also fucking amazing. I still have way too many fucking tools here. But, that's that. I started listening to Mogwai after hanging out with Mono and Nyx for a little bit. And today, I revisited Burial. I have not listened to Burial in a very, very long time. Burial is an artist I need to be in a very specific mood to listen to. And today I found myself in that mood. I was like, well, I want to listen to music that kind of gets me into a little bit of like a desolate kind of like emotive vibe to get some more inspiration for my ambient stuff. But I'm not sure where to start. And I was like, you know what? I was last night showing everybody Burial because I was actually doing some recon for a game I was thinking about streaming. You guys might have heard of it, but it's a little indie game called Beware. And it's meant to be very heavily inspired by 70s horror and thriller movie car chases. I played it. There is not a whole lot of game to it at the present moment, and because I would need a guide to even understand how to play most of it, and that would defeat the point of having a blind sort of like first experience with it, I've decided it's not quite a game that I think I could stream and have it be a good stream. But I did start supporting its developer on Patreon, and I'm keeping a very close eye on his project at the present moment. But because I was playing Beware, and I was already in the headspace of a nighttime, like a very sort of like nervous and anxious nighttime rainy drive kind of thing, I was telling Nixon and PK and post about how fucking Burial is essentially like Beware seems like the perfect game to listen to Burial and play. And I was like, well, I'm gonna show you who Burial is and what he sounds like. So I did. I played them a couple of tracks from his self-titled album, and then today at work, I, for the lack of a better term, ended up listening to most of Burial's discography, and loving it because Burial is. Ooh, I think also like I'm going to be talking about it a lot, but listening to an artist for the first time on HRT or listening to it on HRT for the first time is incredible. Like artists that I used to already really like, getting into it now that I'm like taking estradiol or just like generally on like fem hormones is drastically changing how I like sort of like relate to and like experience music. I'm gonna be honest, I'm going to like go out on a limb and say that HRT is probably a big part of why I like fucking what is it? Why I like Shikari so much. Or why I, you know, got into it. Got into them as heavily as I have. I listened to My Bloody Valentine for the first time as well. They're pretty good. Revisited DJ Hidden's music. Since I'm playing Stalker, I feel it may be thematically appropriate to talk about it. But, there's this Dutch drum and bass producer that I would, you know, listen to a lot. And I've even talked about him in a lot of threads on Twitter before. Primarily when I was discussing media that has a very certain aesthetic to it. Which I'll kind of get more into later. But on a whole, it was just me talking about how much I really like DJ Hidden's music because it gives me a similar vibe to this certain type of media. And I decided to, because I was, you know, looking into that, and also, again, because I was, like, attempting to get more inspiration for my ambient project, I, decided to listen to DJ Hidden's first album, The Later After, again. And I fucking loved it. It was incredible. I love it. It's, if any of you in chat are interested in drum and bass music, trip-hop, ambient, or all of them at the same time, please go listen to this little album called The Later After by DJ Hidden. It is incredible. The main thing that spurred me checking it out was, what the fuck is all this? Oh, this is stuff that I guess I had on my to-do list. Ammo that I need to disassemble and food that I need to cook. Well, no better time to do it, I suppose. So, the fucking, the thing that spurred me checking out DJ Hidden again was me getting into a certain type of media that I've been sort of exploring with Mono and Nyx at the moment. It is a type of media that I cannot accurately describe with words, but it's like, or at least I don't have like a simple word to describe it because I can't do that very well. But I can give you pieces of media that exude this vibe for me and see if maybe that makes sense to y'all. Those being Nier Automata, a little bit of Stalker, Girls Frontline, the anime, and I think also a little bit of Blame, the anime, or manga at this point. As well as, I think, some of Lauren's Lure. Because the whole idea is I was really getting into pieces of media that feature a post-apocalyptic or otherwise very desolate and brutalist landscape, filled with megastructures that are of a kind of like almost cartoonishly unsustainable scale, and characters who are either like non-humans or come from like, or are so far removed from this current world they're exploring that they might as well be not like human, and exploring it. And there's often weird sort of like hints of like faith and mysticism in it all. There's like a weird like naivety and innocence to how these like characters explore this world and relate to it. Bionicle also gives me a little bit of a vibe of it. And I don't know how to quantify it or describe it with a single word. I'm just like, wow, this is like, I'm noticing these sort of common themes here and I really like them. And I wish it was easier to find more things that have this vibe. But I fucking can't for the life of me. But it is still good to listen to. or just like, you know, take part in. Because I ended up checking out a couple of games relating to it, one of them being one that our friend Cranial Activity ended up showing me. I played the demo for Lauren's Lure, and I can say, with absolute certainty, I'm going to be, like, streaming the demo, or, like, streaming Lauren's Lure when it drops for real. I promise you that. And I love the demo of Lauren's Lure. And we also ended up watching this bizarre Japanese stop-motion movie called Junkhead that I fucking loved. I've basically just been, like, fucking, like, getting into shit tons of media that I haven't gotten into before recently. But because I got really into this idea of, like, a post-apocalyptic world full of these, like, massive structures or architecture and world that is, like, so alien to our current existing, sort of mindsets, and this almost, like, mystic or like these modern post-human mystics exploring it with a degree of naivety or innocence, I thought to be a very interesting sort of like overall aesthetic or vibe. And because of that, I ended up recommending DJ Hidden's album again, because I realized it gave me very similar vibes. I think it has a fantastic sound, and I can't get enough of it, because it makes me feel a lot like these pieces of media that have this very consistent, common vibe to them. And I love that about it. See, this is the Sascha stream in a nutshell. You just get me talking about music, and I will talk about music fucking forever. Especially when, like, when I'm streaming 3 times a week, I have to, like, really get into something and really love something to talk about it. But since it's been so long since I last talked about music, I've got, like, so much to fucking share. And honestly, I'm really happy about it. Fucking love music. It's like, can you think of anyone else where it's like, man, I was gone for a week, I just kind of did the same thing, and now here it's like, no, I was gone for a month. And I've got all this music to talk about. I've got these music projects I've been getting involved in to talk about. I got all this shit that I love talking about. I'm very passionate about this. One's in chat if you love music or something. I don't know. I will have to repair my armor because it's seen better days. My AK as well, she's at 96, and my helmet's at 95. Fuck me in the ass. I'll put these parts away. I guess I'll have to buy some repair parts from my homie, fucking, you know, Xenotech. Gotta load this mag. Low on ammo here. I should be able to make more AK ammo, I think. Because I'm not going down to visit Chef for a while. That's a fucking trek, and it requires me to go through a lot of bad dudes that I just don't have the fucking patience to deal with right now. Ammo parts, please? I can't do the military, mission for freedom yet, because I don't have enough, enough IEDs, as it were. I'm very sleepy today. Is it okay if we end up cutting it a little bit earlier than normal, so I can get some rest? I'm getting back into the swing of Stalker, and that's all that matters, right? We're taking it easy. We're just kind of like slowly getting back into streaming again. I mean, not for nothing, but I do still obviously have streams planned for Thursday and Sunday. They're gonna be interesting. I think y'all will like them. All right, you. Let me use your vice. Please tell me I can make AK ammo here. Of course I fucking can't. The Stalker effect. Living in the world of everything looks so tired. That's true. It doesn't exactly help that when I play horror games, I have most of the lighting in my room set to a deep orange. I need something that works at 90%. Perfect. I was really hoping I could make more AK ammo myself. That's okay. I have armor to repair anyway. I'm sure I can spare a little bit of gun oil on this AK anyway. Because what, the gun oil goes for 5%. Okay, don't use some of the AK yet then.
Подходи, сталкер. Для таких, как ты, у меня всегда есть кое-что интересное.
Привет, брат. Было бы где отсидеться. Так негде. Никого надежного. Ни тут, ни там.
Where do I gotta go to get the recipe for fucking AK ammo? Oh right, I'm keeping a KS-23. KS-23 for close encounters. I have mutant meat to cook. I'll do that in a bit. That's better. Now then. Repairs. Let's repair this suit and mask then. Wow, you've seen better days, huh? But I do still agree. Basically, everybody in Stalker's world is tired as fuck. And in many cases, kind of just like living off of fucking stimulants. Whether it's energy drinks, crack, or just about anything else you can possibly get your hands on. People in the world of Stalker are literally just like constantly kind of like hanging by a thread. Although, to call it World of Stalker feels a little bit inaccurate. I mean, world is in, you know, like a narrative, you know, sort of like capsule or whatever. But if I can discuss a pet peeve of mine, one thing that's always kind of bugged me is when I see people talk about Stalker and they call it a post-apocalypse, when Stalker is not a post-apocalypse at all. Stalker's like whole like main game thing takes place within a highly localized area, and that area is just the Chernobyl zone. Like, the rest of the world is totally fine. I mean, granted, there are hints of, like, economic decline in the mainland, but, like, you know, Stalker isn't like a global apocalypse. It's just one specific area is really fucked up. Hi, Ayala. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well this evening, and welcome on to Stalker Tuesday. Happy to have you. Now, let's go cook some meat before the day's up. You can also tell I've been playing off-stream a little bit more because I forgot to turn the minimap and the crosshair back on, as I do every single stream. It's currently almost 6 p.m. I have a lot of meat to cook. Even if I don't end up eating all of it, I can sell a lot of it for a good price. Low-tier mutant meat, when sold cooked and in bulk, makes decent money. I can probably recoup the cost of my medical supplies and armor and ammo by doing this, I'd imagine. Is post-Chernobyl a genre? You'd be surprised it's getting there these days. It is definitely getting there. Like, Stalker, I think, was one of the first, but we've seen a huge influx of Chernobyl-themed games in recent memory. One of them, of course, being Chernobylite, which I still have yet to stream. I do want to stream that. Make no fucking mistake. There's also Chernobyl Liquidator Simulator, which is currently in development, but I don't know when that will ever end up being finished. There's also another one that I saw because, funnily enough, when Horror Games Community posted their monthly thread, basically just being like, hey, anybody who's making, like, art, music, games, or any type of content relating to horror stuff, post your shit here. Let's see it. Let's boost each other. So this time when that thread rolled around, I realized that because of the Dark Ambient project I'm working on, I actually have something to put there. So I did. And this other guy, who's also making a Chernobyl-themed piece of media, in his case, it is a video game. I can look his thing up real quick. Where are you, dude? Where are you? I'm looking for the fucking radioactive emoji in his name. Is his account gone? Uh-oh. Let's see. Huh. I am worried that his account may be gone, as I currently do not see it anymore. That is really unfortunate. I was just like, man, this guy's working on a really cool Chernobyl-themed narrative horror game. Let me boost his Twitter here for everybody. And then it's like, where's his Twitter? Where did it go? Is he gone? It's fucked up. I was looking forward to that. Oh well. If I find it again, I'll make sure to retweet it or post it somewhere. Remember, if you want to hang out with us, join us in our community Discord also. And the birds would start coming in as soon as I'm cooking food. I'm almost done, too. Fuck, okay. I got most of it cooked anyway. And time to do what I do every time an emission happens. Turn the game volume down by 3 decibels. But to answer your question then, without waffling so much, I feel like, while post-Chernobyl seems to be a difficult thing to quantify, we are seeing a lot of things, and I think eventually we may get to a point where it might feasibly be labeled its own sort of thing. Maybe like Chernobyl-likes or Stalker-likes. I like Chernobyl-likes. It rolls off the tongue a little bit well, actually. It's a lot of food. Let's sell this food. Let's make some good cash off for this shit. Zdorowa. See, look at that. 10,000 rubles in the blink of an eye. It's good money. It's good money. It's very good money, yes. Have any jobs for me? I can't get you side dog fur. I can kill a man. Wait. Okay, kill a guy in the cordon. I can do that. I'm glad I've been able to greatly cut down on things I'm carrying in my stashes these days. That's KS-23 rounds. Definitely sell these. I'm currently not carrying any 9x18 pistols, am I? Yeah, I don't even have my Makarov anymore. Why am I still carrying these? Get them out of here. Sell the ones I can't disassemble. And disassemble the ones I can't sell. The wind is blowing hard upstairs, but I choose to stay in the lower steps. Or however the fucking quote from fucking Vivisector goes. Yo, you know what's a game I gotta stream sometime? Asm the Rift. Haven't played that game before, but I do really want to. Because I know it was made by the same guys that made Cryostasis and Vivisector, which I have streamed before. Both of those were absolutely impeccable games. I do not imagine that Cryostasis would play nice with my setup these days. It is already a very volatile game in terms of its performance. I mean, of course it is, it's Slavchank, but still. Why the grenade botch? I didn't even throw one. Was Sascha out there? I made it to a safe spot, I'm right here. You fucking idiot. I don't know what your redeems do. That is true. Most of them are silly haha joke things. That's a lot of dead people. That is a lot of dead people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 13. That's 19 people that just died. Holy shit. Hey, barkeep. Take this ammo, please. I'm gonna have to go repair my tools now. I'm honestly really loving my fucking new stream deck. I know I've been talking about it, but my stream deck looks so fucking baller with that camo sticker on it. Alright, so I got a fresh batch of new missions to do. We've got guys in the I do have a mission to turn in the garbage. We got somebody to track down an Agriprum. And we've got guys to kill in the cordon. And we also have documents to turn back in with the... Oh? We do have to kill stalkers in the army warehouses, so perhaps that's what I'll move for next as soon as I wake up tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do that then. I might as well bring some vodka with me over to the Yantar bunker if I'm heading in that general direction then. Because I can give the vodka to Chef and get more AK ammo. Because until I learn how to until I like get the recipe to repair AK ammo out of busted like ammo parts, the cheapest way I can procure more ammo for myself is going to have to be trading for vodka with Chef. I use the word cheapest in a very, very loose sense. It's still pretty costly. Buying vodka in bulk in a place where vodka is in such high demand is kind of expensive. But it's not as expensive as buying fucking ammo.
Подходи, сталкер. Для таких, как ты, у меня всегда
Слушаю
есть
тебя.
кое-что интересное.
Barkeep, give me all the vodka you can muster. If I'm heading up to the army warehouses, I might as well buy some from them too. Screw needs basic tools. I have lots of advanced and expert tools, but not basic. That's unfortunate. So let's see, what else did I talk about? I talked about the music. I talked about my own personal art, like music project. Talked about... I do have some things that are relating to Sasha's lore that I can't share, but I am going to be expanding on my character's lore. Fujin, what is up? It has been a long time. I think it's actually been like almost a year I think. Since you and your homie raided me. I think it must have been October. It was October. I noticed you're in our Discord server, Fujin. I think because you subbed at one point, you are in our Discord server. Which is it's funny. More or less. So it would seem. It's funny we see you now, as I have actually, I went on a month-long hiatus, that was only meant to be a week or two, and, it was me taking a week break, to get my internet fixed, then I couldn't get a technician out here for another week after that first week, and then I waited an extra week until my Stream Deck, art got RMA'd, then I sent it to the wrong place, so it took extra long to come back, so I was literally on, like, a month-long fucking hiatus, so it is funny that you come back now. Good timing. Impeccable, honestly. How are you doing, Fujin? It's wonderful to see you. Shut up. Duty shitheads. Don't have a whole lot of clean food to eat. I'll eat when I wake up. No sense eating before I go to sleep. That's a good way to get reflux. Which I, kind of already have, actually, huh? I'll cook and then sleep. I suppose if I felt completely fucking insane, I could go after my quarry now. They're only out in the army warehouses. They're not that too far out. I don't have night vision goggles, but I do have a night vision scope. It wouldn't be entirely impossible. Maybe I'll go for it. I think the faction I'd primarily be fighting would be bandits anyway. Easy pickings for me. Although, considering they're deep in the ass of Monolith and mercenary territory, I don't think I'll be staying around to loot their bodies. Bandits really don't tend to drop a whole lot of good stuff anyway. So I'll head out there, clap them, and then run right back. I'll be home in time for cornflakes. Or whatever the fuck the guy in Total Recall says. These zombies have already been skinned. Ah, fuck it. If I'm going out on an expedition, I might as well have some of my boar chops. And if I'm going to be out in Freedom Territory, I'll buy some vodka off of their man. I am such a busy, busy maid. Well, I had a motorcycle accident. Oh, shit. And a piece of guardrail ended up in my leg. Hospitalized in a bed for this week. Is that Skinny Pete? Hi, Irisu. Well, I'm really sorry, Fujin, but I really hope your recovery is going well. If nothing else, you seem to be good enough to talk about it and you know, show up in people's Twitch chats, which I definitely think is quite a, you know, quite a good place to be, relatively speaking, considering what it seems like you've been through. Also, relatively speaking, considering just the state a lot of people have been left in after motor vehicle accidents lately. One of my more recent favorite bands, Year of the Knife, got into a tour van accident with a fucking semi-truck, and most of them are still, like, stuck, like, they're from Delaware, and they're stuck in Utah right now. With, what is it? They're stuck in fucking Utah right now while they all recover. It's rough to see. Seeing bands get in tour bus accidents is, like, really, really horrendous. Iris says for some reason I was 2 years behind for some reason, which is very weird about that, I've noticed. But hello, Iris. Let me give you a shout out real quick. Just a moment. That is my Russian keyboard. There we go. Everybody, please go check out our wonderful friend Irisu Paisen. She's a fantastic Poison Dart Frog VTuber. She has her own VTuber talk show called Poison Points. I might have been on it. I might have been on it at one point. But Iris is great. And Iris, can I talk about the thing? Can I talk about the thing that you had me do for you? Fusions is lucky for me. I'm not paying a single coin because I'm in Italy. That's fucking good to hear then. Yeah, so Iris has recently been teasing some very, very interesting things on her Twitch, or on her Twitter, rather, relating to some things I am not super privy to. And to be honest, I kind of want to keep it that way. But she's teasing a lot of really cool lore shit. And for a recent video that she did, teasing it, which she ended up, you know, showing up on a little Twitch stream that she did, I and a couple of our other friends ended up doing some voice acting for it. I would not consider myself to be an A-list voice actor, but I am still proud of the work that I did for her. And Iris, I hope I made the process as easy as possible with the voice clips I sent in and how I sent them in. Is that a cat? That's a cat. Oh, fuck. Ow! Ow! Hey! Blech! I can't fucking stand these things. Voice acting, yay. Yes, I don't voice act a whole lot. I always enjoy multiple takes. Yeah, I usually try and get them out of people whenever I can. What's Spiral doing in your game? I don't know, dude. She just kind of shows up like that. It's not pleasant. But yeah, I don't really voice act a whole lot, but when I do get to do it for little skits and things like that, it is fun. I will say, keep an eye on my Twitter in terms of voice acting things. Because like I was stating, there is new Sascha lore currently in the works, and I'm thinking I'm going to be... It's hard because it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with the ambient EP that I'm making, but I will probably, you know, be like, putting them both out around similar times. So, you know, keep your fucking eyes out, because it only, you know, we're only going to be going up from here in terms of Sascha shit. So keep your fucking eyes peeled. Don't look, just keep your eyes peeled. Shotgun, never behind the wheel. But yes, working with Iris was great. When it comes to multiple takes with voice acting, I know when I talked to Spiral for the voice acting it did for some of my lore stuff, it sent me like 3 takes, and it was very, very good to see. What is it? Noelle ended up only sending me 1 take, and it was a perfect take. And then there was Jada, who sent me a shit ton of takes, and all of them were honestly really funny to listen to. I love Jada so much. Not sure, but I've done some voice acting for some mods for Skyrim. Not sure if I can say what mods. Holy shit, Snowy! Thank you for the sub! Enjoy your nice bronze radiation logo. What the maid doing? I'm fighting for my life because there are some fucking cats out here trying to eat my ass. Hold up. Ah, here we go. I was wondering why I was able to actually see the sky. This works a little bit better. This music is very, very fucking ominous, by the way. Some freaky cats. Yeah, I mean, zone cats aren't really too different from regular feral cats. They're just more bloodthirsty and they have enlarged thyroids. Like, so what? I meet bloodthirsty people with enlarged thyroids every time I clock into work at a grocery store. I don't know what makes these dudes so fucking special. Hey, wait, hold up. There's something about the fucking sneb emote that makes that makes like the discussion about cats really funny. Fujin, I'm going to take what you're saying, by the way, to imply that you did voice work for some not safe for work Skyrim mods. Which, honestly, fucking bravo to- Oh, shit. Piss. Honestly, bravo to you. Well, fucking congratulations. I know that type of voice acting is always in demand. Hope you got paid good. Anytime I get voice acting work for my stuff, Perhaps it would be best not to then. But I'm still proud of you then. I mean, this, you know, obviously this is an 18+ stream anyway, but we still have to be wary of TOS within that anyway. But, what is it? I hope they paid you well, though. Because when it comes to voice acting, when I get voice acting work done for me, generally speaking, prices are always kind of negotiable with what, like, the people who are voice acting for me tend to ask for, or whatever. I can say that when it came to, like, when it came to the voice work that I had for my lore, my lore rundown video, Jada insisted that I buy him a copy of Dwarf Fortress as his payment. I happily accepted and sent him a copy of it. I also sent him the soundtrack and I told him that was his tip. He seemed happy to get it. Man, it's dark as fuck out here. They paid me well. Yeah, that is true. Hey people, remember, if you're getting voice acting done, don't just pay them, fucking tip them. I'm actually going to be having Spiral, do me some more, fucking voice acting. For some work on my ambient EP. I'm not going to say what it is, but Spiral will be lending its voice to me, again. For some of my creative projects. And it's going to be interesting. Some of my other friends, I'm also thinking about having them reprise some roles I had them playing in at one point, as a means to, what is it? As a vehicle for some voice acting again as well. But obviously, again, these are all things that are still in the works. But I'm very happy with where things are going. Here's something else I've been doing off stream, because again, like, once I had to take my fucking streaming break, I realized that I was going fucking, like, stir crazy, and I needed to be creative in order to keep myself, like, you know, keep my fucking thoughts moving. So I just started opening up a lot of different creative projects. The ambient EP is one of them. New lore stuff is also one of them. The other is that I'm working on a long-form talking video, for YouTube. Which I've always kind of wanted to do for a while, but I haven't done in a very long time. Or I haven't really done to begin with, actually, because I always start them, but I rarely finish them. This one, I posted a little bit of a teaser about it to Twitter, but I'm working on a long-form YouTube talking video where I discuss the Enter Shikari album, The Spark, and I talk about how important that album it is to me. And I'm very excited to show it when it ends up getting finished. I'm about, like, halfway or so through the script at this point. So who the fuck was shooting at my boys? Also very weird, because I could have fucking sworn I had night vision goggles on this save. Think I'll be back making mods soon for Stalker Anomaly again? Yo, that's fucking awesome! Fucking get it. I've been thinking about doing a mod that gives the player character, what is it, gender-neutral pronouns or something to that effect. It could be fun for me, because I mean, you know, because I don't know if you've been in my stream since, you know, because I think the last time you were on my stream, Fujin, I think I was still a PNG tuber, but you know, I am a live 2D VTuber now. But along with all this other cool shit that I have, you might notice that my backpack has my logo on it when I whip it out. It's hard to see it in the light right here, but I did put my little logo with the bloodsucker skull and my name on it, onto it. Just as well, I am in the game. I am hard at work. I actually go around talking to people now and I'm like, hey, like, if I've got VTuber friends who are getting into Stalker Anomaly, or Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, I say, hey, do you want me to mod your character into your in-game portrait for, like, added fun? I've been spotted. Wait, have I? Or are they fighting somebody else? They are not fighting me. They're fighting some poor schlubs over by the Freedom Base. That could be done easy, and I might be able to do it easy. Might do it for free, too. Don't feel like you have to. I kind of want to undertake it myself, as a means of stretching my legs into game modding. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, this is bad. I can't see fuck all. That means he's throwing a grenade. Why did it have to be monolith troops? I should have just gone through the fucking village. Also, I need to turn the stealth back on. Wait, why can't I see it? Where is the stealth icon, huh? Then I can give you some pointers on how to do it. Awesome! You're in our Discord server. So yeah, I was gonna say, I think I can just DM you on Discord then. I have been opening up Stalker's code a fair bit, because I've been also working on some little informational videos on how Stalker works. I was putting together a video on how, like, grenades in Stalker work, as well as I'm trying to put together, like, a big comprehensive guide for how anomalies in Shadow of Chernobyl work, which kind of has me opening up the game code. I've done some base level modding of Stalker with, like, aside from just, you know, replacing the textures, like making my logo on the backpack or my face on the portrait. I did some music modding as well for a fair bit. Irises can't stop, won't stop. That is how I feel, yeah. I've just been like, dude, if I'm not VTubing, I gotta be fucking doing something with these hands of mine. Where's the guy I'm supposed to shoot? I can't draw a beat on him at all. Oh, I see him now. Good night, you dumb bastard. Alright, time to bug out. Sounds like those monolith guys are engaging freedom. And those sound like mercs coming from that direction. I've done some script work. Maybe you could even find one of my public mods on ModDB, the one that gives color code background for items in the inventory. I have seen that before, actually, yeah. It is cool to kind of get in contact with other Stalker modders and shit, because I know Barry Cat has come around every now and then. We love Barry. Motherfucker's great. I hope that's the monolith fighting the mercs there. I'm not turning around to check. All I hear is a gunshot and then a monolith dying. That's good in my book. Fucking, I was gonna say, Fujin, when I started, like, doing, like, a video on how grenades work, Barry is the one that made me knowing you. That is true, right? I think because he's rated me a couple of times and given me shoutouts. I haven't stopped by on Barry's streams in a while. I do hope he's doing okay. I do know that he had to rebrand slightly for some personal safety reasons. So if you end up seeing him before I end up popping in his chat sometime, tell him I hope he's doing okay. He's great. But yeah, so when I was doing a video about how Stalker's grenades work, where I learned a little bit about how they actually have Stalker's grenades actually work more accurately to real fragmentation grenades than most grenades do in most other games. Because Stalker's grenades actually, like, release real frags. They have, like, real fragmentation. Ouch! Bitch! That hurts. That hurts. I gotta go. Oh god. Freedom, please. Freedom, please. Help me, man. Oi. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. But, as I was saying, when I was doing that video, or when I was, like, trying to do some research into how Stalker's grenades work, I did open up Shadow of Chernobyl's code to learn a little bit about how its scripting for grenades works, and I came to the realization, I might talk to you about this, actually, but I came to the realization that I don't fucking know how to read Stalker's coding, dude. I don't know how to read it. I was like, okay, so we've got the thing that dictates damage or whatever, but, like, what is the like unit of measurement for its damage? What is the unit of measurement for distance when it talks about range or speed? Is it like meters, in-game units, ticks, what? So I went into the Stalker Anomaly modding Discord and was like, hey, so I'm trying to get into like learning how to mod, or at the very least learning how to read the modding for reasons like that. But what do these like values actually mean? And I reserved a resounding, we don't fucking know. Everybody in the Anomaly Discord basically had the exact same answer, which was, I'm gonna be real with you. We either grab somebody else's mod and edit it, we just edit existing game code by replacing what's already there. For the most part, most people who mod Stalker don't really know how the game works either. Which honestly makes me kind of like, it's honestly really endearing that even like a project as ambitious and far-reaching as Anomaly is still in that state where most of the people who mod it are like, fuck, I don't know how this works. Stalker code is a bit hard to read, and I can't, like, here's the thing, I can't read regular code. I don't code. I don't. I never have, and I have reason to believe that I probably never will. So as a person who already just doesn't fucking code, Stalker, like, for my first exposure to game coding, to be fucking Stalker is a hell of a first impression, dude. Like a Slavjank game, games that are known for having the most fucking spaghetti code to ever fucking show up on an Italian's plate. Lucy, the dev of Anomaly, or maybe the rest of the dev team, or Mr. Demonized. I will say that Meat Chunk has actually not contacted me, but at the very least has like acknowledged me before. About a year ago, a little over a year ago now, when I did my music video in Stalker Anomaly, specifically to the song "Poor Sucker" by the band Low, Meat Chunk actually commented on it and gave me his praise, which is really cool to see. I did not expect an actual Anomaly developer to look at something that I made and say that. It is interesting because I feel like I kind of like exist between the cracks in a lot of spaces right now. Like I don't really exist in tactical VTuber spaces, or at least I don't actively participate in them. And despite Stalker kind of being my main thing as a VTuber, to the point where it's my character's backstory, I'm not really, like, super, like, active in the Stalker community, like, as it were. Like, I'm active in the VTuber community by bringing Stalker to people in the VTuber community, you know? Like, I don't really see, like, I do like getting to talk in the Stalker, like, Anomaly community. Granted, the extent of my discussion in the Stalker Anomaly community is mostly just attempting to get help with mods and shit. Or maybe I might, you know, show off my music there at some point. But I'm kind of still, like, a little bit sort of in the shadows there. I get the feeling that I'm not, like, you know, I don't really get talked about a whole lot. And I don't really see a reason to change that, like, you know, through my own actions. Because, like, the way I see it is the people that I want to talk to about Stalker the most are people who don't play Stalker. Because those are people I want to share the game with. I love talking about Stalker with people who already play it, but they're already playing it, so I don't really have a whole lot of work to do. My favorite thing in the world is bringing Stalker to people who've never played it before. It's kind of become a big lifetime goal of mine. To bring this game to as many people as I can, to make it palatable to as many people as I can. Either if they do end up deciding to play it, or if they're thinking about playing it, try and show them why I think them playing it would be a really cool experience for them to have. And to that end, show them guides or bug fixes and other things to make their first impressions as good as they can possibly be. And if they're not thinking of playing it, or Stalker just isn't a game they think they can really play or stomach, that's why I stream it. So that even people who are mildly interested in this game but don't think they can really play it can still experience it through me. the more people, like, I'm like an opposite gatekeeper, where the more people get to experience things that I love, the happier I am. It's why I have these big fucking VC hangouts where I just start sharing Enter Shikari with everybody. Or I just show off movies and shows and other things to my friends. Because I just want people that I love to experience things I love. Fujin says Meat is cool and Lucy is too. Lucy is always a cheerful person. That's a noble way of sharing the game. I just want to share things I love with people I love. That's the whole point of me, of my channel, and of the Pripyat City Hate Crew. It's make sure that the people that you love get to talk about and share the things that they love. That's my goal as a VTuber. That's the Pripyat City Hate Crew. That's who we are, and that's what we do. That sounded a little bit corny, but I'm sure you got what I meant. In some capacity, anyway. I have been sent a message. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, that's a fucking anomaly. I have thought about doing another Stalker music video again, but those are a huge fucking commitment to start working on, if I'm being 100% real. Like, they are a lot of work. And I'm gonna be honest, my video editing skills have progressed greatly. To the point where I'm thinking of... What is it? I've been talking to people about maybe getting into doing, like, clip editing or VOD editing. I want to start with, like, friends of mine so I can really kind of get a feel for it. But I've gotten a lot better with my own video editing style. Like, obviously I got to flex my video editing chops with, like, spooky stuff for the, you know, the lore teasers for my re-debut. And I got to wear my analog horror influence on my sleeve, but not too much on my sleeve. Still not, you know, having it be too analog horror, but still showing that I like that kind of stuff. And putting together a little, like, media thing that I think I'm very happy with. Fujin, in our Discord server, by the way, all of my, my lore is all comprehensively, like, at least my lore, up until now, is all laid out comprehensively in my Discord server. It's in the Sascha's Logs channel. You go there, and a chronological order of all the little teaser videos I made for it, complete with, like, character backstory, and even the actual lore video, which you can also find here on Twitch, as well as the complete, comprehensive timeline of Sasha's entire events in the zone up until where I am at with the story is all there. So, people in chat, if you need any further reason to get into our Discord server and chill with our community, if you would like to basically be as up-to-date as you could possibly be with my lore and see a lot of cool shit I'm creating, go head over there. You just might like it. Fujin says, I really like the VTuber model. Thank you! It was done by our wonderful friend, Yana, who's an amazing artist and amazing person in our community. We love her. We also did most of the new emotes that we have here. But to get to the point rather that I kind of strayed from, is that while I was doing my re-debut teasers and all of my lore stuff, I did get to flex my horror video editing in ways that were fun. But I've started getting into just, like, video editing in more fun ways. For starters, there was my brand new channel trailer that I did, that I am exceedingly proud of. I'm not killing a guy in the Darkscape. I'm not starting a war with freedom for you. Sorry, boss. Get fucked. You have vodka for me? No, you don't. That's okay. But with the channel trailer is one thing. And when I was working on that one stream, which ended up not coming to fruition, right before I did my fucking hiatus, me and my friends Gib and Soup were going to be doing a very, very fun stream, where the idea was loading up into a private GTA Online session, hopping into an old car that I bought and souped up, and going for a desert joyride listening to the brand new Queens of the Stone Age album that literally just dropped a couple of months ago. You guys might not know this, I love Queens of the Stone Age. I love them, and I love their new album. So we were going to go for a desert joyride listening to it. It was going to be literally the most, like, immersive and transformative album listening stream I had done yet. It didn't pan out, because I think Soup might not have been able to access his Rockstar account because of stupid shit on the part of Rockstar. You guys can thank Rockstar for that, by the way. They're a fucking awful company. And Gib couldn't even get the game to load because of some localization file fuck-up on the part of Steam. Thankfully, because, you know, this might be news to some of you guys, but GTA Online is quite possibly the most user-hostile game I've ever seen in my whole fucking life. Because GTA Online is the most user-hostile game I've ever seen in my fucking life, it was very easy to, not quite expect, but at the very least, like, what's the word? Like, foresee problems happening. So I wasn't too torn up when technical issues made the stream not possible to do. It was like, what are you gonna do, man? Like the most, like, unstable game you can possibly think of streaming ended up having instability issues. It happens, you know? But it is what it is. But the point is that even though that stream didn't pan out, we are still planning on doing it if we are able to get, you know, if we are, because I know Gib managed to fix his installation. If we are able to get Soup on board and he's able to fix it some point, of which, course, there was absolutely zero rush because the man's a busy motherfucker. We're all busy as fuck during the summer, let's be real about it. If it does end up happening, I would love all of you to see the cool little video stuff I did for it. Because while I was teasing it, rather than like my sort of like analog horror and other types of like horror video editing stuff I was doing for my own lore, I started working on more of a grindhousey kind of look. Where I started focusing on having, you know, my fucking, the shit really give this like old kind of like old movie look. Like maybe like a Tarantino kind of thing, or even Duel or something similar, where it's just like cars, rock music, like desert rock music, cars in the desert, and a really good kind of grindhousey look. And making those little grindhousey teasers was amazing. Just in case we do end up getting the stream off the ground again, I will not explain what the intro is, but I do have an entire intro video set aside that I still have and did not get rid of because I want to keep it just in case the stream ends up working again. So, you know, I've got like that. I also had the intro for my comeback stream last Thursday, where it was just kind of me lying in a field. It was meant to be very emotive, because originally that intro was like, the video normally, which you can still see if you go back and view the VOD, albeit with no music for obvious reasons, is a video of my character lying in a field asleep while the wind blows and the camera steadily pans out. And originally that was actually going to be set to the tune of the song Like Clockwork by Queens of the Stone Age. I ended up not going with that song choice because I felt like it didn't really reflect my mental state when I ended up actually coming back. I just didn't think it was a good idea to stay in that mental state. I didn't think it was healthy for me. So I decided to switch to a song that was much more hopeful and triumphant, like Storm. And on the whole, I'm glad that I did. So because I've been kind of like, I still think I'm decently good at the horror stuff. And once I get some of this, you know, these new lore teasers and other things pulled together, I will be happy to flex my muscles with the, you know, little, the horror style video editing again. But I've also been flexing myself and stretching my legs and dipping my toes into video editing styles that are less horror and more things like comedic or memey or grindhouse and shit like that. And I've been having a lot of fun diversifying my output. And I think that working on this long form talking YouTube video will also be really good for me with that. It'll be really good to just kind of be like, all right, let's show you guys what I can do. Let's do more than just one thing. Even though I'm really happy with doing that one thing, and I'm proud of doing that one thing, and I'm happy with it. Thank you for the tea time, Redeem Fujin. It's actually probably a good time for me to do my my halftime break anyway, so this works out. Fujin says, I am dyslexic and English is not my native language, so it'll take me a long time if there are many things to read for the lore. I will tell you that most of the videos are in very small bits, with the actual text for the videos being pretty simplified, and the lore itself is in a video, like the big lore recap is in a video with voice acting. So I think you'll be a little bit alright. Nonetheless, please no rush. Let's see here. I need to repair my suit. Gun is at 96 still. Helmet is sitting at 99. Okay, we're good there. No, I'm doing cloth for that one. +2. Here we go. I'll probably pour up some green tea then. Is 10 p.m. too late for green tea? Better green than black, I suppose. Actually, I think that would be enough caffeine for one night. I think I've had enough, because I had coffee when I woke up, then I had green tea when I got to work, then I had coffee right before tonight's stream. Alara Secrelia, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Pripyat City Hate Crew, and I hope you're enjoying your stay here tonight. Green have less caffeine. It does, but I've had like 3 things of caffeine today anyway, so I think I'll just go for a tasty herbal tea. Iris says I just got coffee, so join me on the dark side. Iris, me drinking coffee is why you guys haven't noticed me muting my mic every couple of minutes to fucking hack my lungs up because I have acid reflux. Alright? I am not drinking a 3rd cup of coffee today as my 4th caffeine intake. Alright? I'm not that nuts. But I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Iris, tell us what kind of coffee you drink, actually. Are you like a dark roast bitch? Are you into the medium? Do you like the espresso? Tell us. 10 espresso shots in a day? Jesus fucking Christ, homie. You are terrifying. You are a fucking menace to society. Alright, I promise I'll stop stalling and do my halftime break. Give me a sec, I need to buy matches. Alright. What's my ammo looking like? More than half, and then 2 full mags. 2 mags on backup. I'm a huge dark roast with Italian cream fan. Sanity curing for right now. I usually tend to go with like a roast from my local coffee shop that happens to be like slightly darker of medium. It's between medium and dark. But that's usually what I drink. For the better part of this year, I was actually drinking a limited time spring edition coffee, like Keurig pod, called Cookie Dough So Delicious by Donut Shop. Cookie dough flavored coffee, I was living off of it. Like, I would have like regular dark roast in the morning before I went to work, and if I was relaxing on a day off or coming back from work, I had like my cookie dough blend. And now they stopped selling it, and I'm considering just buying a big box of it off Amazon because I can't live without it. Holy shit, Vex, thank you for the sub! 14 months, let's fucking go. How are you doing today, Vex? Fujin says a recent study says the max for a day is 25 espresso shot. Jesus fucking Christ. I used to work with some people when I was still at a coffee shop who were drinking that much espresso. They were geeking, dude. They were fucking geeking on shift. Just terrifying. It was horrifying even. It's 10 p.m. Bex says, well, how's you? We're talking about coffee. I'm about to do my halftime break in a little bit, but I can't, like, stop talking about coffee. Alara says, I don't really understand coffee. I think 10 espresso is nearing life-threatening. I guess it depends on your age. Back when I was working at a coffee shop, we actually did have a pretty strict policy of if a customer asks for decaf, and you give them, like, and you're not sure if you might have accidentally pulled, like, a regular caffeinated shot or whatever, double check. And if you're still not sure, dump it and make sure you make it with decaf. Because, like, if a person gets decaf, obviously it can be something as simple as they don't want to be up all night. But sometimes people get decaf because espresso can actually, like, too much espresso can actually be genuinely bad for their heart. People can have heart attacks if they have too much caffeine or espresso. So it's like, if somebody comes in and asks for decaf, they get fucking decaf. Do not fuck up and give them espresso. Because you could actually send somebody to the hospital. You don't want to fuck with that. Iris says, I made coffee. You like coffee? Anybody want some coffee? I just made a fresh pot. Anybody want coffee? 4:27 a.m. Yeah, you should sleep, Fujin. It is not my authority to tell you when you should sleep. But it is in my expert opinion as a VTuber, with a very bad sleep schedule, that you should sleep. I like Death Wish Blue and Buried. I have not had that type of coffee, actually. I should. The coffee shop that I used to work at also made a really good winter blend of K-Cups that had, like, brown sugar and cinnamon and nutmeg in it. I was living off that shit until the cookie dough flavor from Donut Shop came around at my new job. I kept trying the fucking Dunkin' Donuts cinnamon roll flavored coffee and it didn't work. The painkillers wore off so I can't sleep. Oh, I'm sorry, friendo. I hope your recovery goes smoothly. You certainly seem to be taking it in stride, so I'm proud of you for that. Italian espresso, because where I live there's only Italian espresso. That's true, yeah. Because espresso is Italian for pressed. It is not espresso. I can't do this. I can't do this again. I already have literally 3 separate clips on my channel from 2 years ago, where it was just me ranting about how much I can't stand people saying espresso when they come into my job. I can't do this anymore. I know Death Wish is common for its high caffeine content, but I kind of wish they make a decaf as well. It tastes so good, but I only drink it on my days off. Yeah, I can imagine. I have a Nespresso machine at home, along with a milk steamer that I got from my mom for her birthday. So if I'm like either like really struggling to stay awake for a stream, or I have like work, like a night shift or a work shift that I'm just not well rested enough for, I actually make myself my own latte. The grocery store I work at actually sells syrups for that, like vanilla and hazelnut and caramel. So I can literally go into work making a fucking like French vanilla latte. Here's a fun fact. If you get a French vanilla latte at any coffee shop, that means the espresso is mixed with a half of a shot of, is mixed with 1 part vanilla syrup and 1 part hazelnut. If a place sells creme brulee lattes, it's 1 part vanilla and 1 part caramel. You can thank me later. Alright. I need to stop. The fucking coffee talk is so is like I could talk about coffee for ages because of my work expertise and everything, and I'm fucking Fujin put in the tea time redeem. I have to get up and piss and refill my water and do my halftime break. I can't keep stalling. But I'm very happy to see you guys up in chat, you know, and being, you know, talkative and everything and chatting with me. It's wonderful to see you guys here, and it's wonderful to be back in the saddle again. It feels really good to be slowly warming myself back into streaming again, and I appreciate you guys' patience as I do that. That being said, I am going to get up and take my halftime break. It could take 5 minutes, it could take 10, but I will be right here. I will hope to see you guys in a little bit. Don't go anywhere, friends. back. I'm back at last. Hey. Hello, everybody. It's me. I returned once more. It's good to see you guys, as always. Let's see. I've poured myself up a cup of golden pumpkin because I have a little bit of a headache. And I'm going to be having a stroop-off with that as well. I got a spoon for the honey and everything. I see Vex still having a fucking dance party in my chat. Honestly, always good to see those, to be honest. Also, yes, Fujin. Those fucking cakes you posted, by the way. Fucking insane. Genuinely impressive to see. Very well done. God, those are good. Let me see. Hold up, I gotta post something, actually. But yeah, no, amazing fucking cakes, Fujin. And it is good to see you posting in the channel now, the server rather. The kitchen certainly looked much brighter with cakes like that, especially because I kind of had to fucking nuke it earlier by posting a picture of me putting popcorn and Pepsi, as I am known to do. But yeah, so I have my tea already, and I'm chilling. Let me see one of fucking Iris's messages here. My original dream job was to be a barista. Since I had no money to go to college, I actually scrounged up one semester's worth of my own coffee classes. Unfortunately, my last relationship kind of took that passion from me. I didn't even know that was a thing. I wonder if that's like a thing in your state, because when I went to go work at a coffee shop, I didn't have to take a class to learn how to like, you know, use like a coffee machine or an espresso bar or anything. That's interesting. When I say I mean barista, I mean the owner of my own bistro or cafe. Oh, I see. Like, so you're also going for like the business aspect of it too. Honestly, I would love to go to a fucking Iris-run bar, or fucking cafe, rather. If you end up deciding to go ahead with that and you need somebody to work at it as a barista, please let me know. I trust you running a fucking cafe over the people who are, you know, running the place that I used to work at. Granted, I understand that's not exactly a glowing endorsement of character, but it is me doing my best to say I think you would be a great fucking cafe runner. Just waiting for my fucking tea timer to count down. Honestly, I'm really kind of like happy with how well conversation is flowing for me tonight. I was worried that I'd be like really kind of drained and really tired because I was kind of drifting in and out of consciousness when I got home from work today. But I've been able to just like find things to talk about and just let it flow. And I'm really happy that I'm finding it so easy to get back into the swing of things again as I am now. I really do love doing this. I know it may be a little bit silly to say, but I really do love doing this and getting to see all of you in chat and being a part of what we're a part of really is kind of the thing that feels the most like a purpose to me. So I appreciate all of you being here and doing what you do and being a part of what I am kind of trying to make out here. Fujin says, I have a pastry shop that I make coffee, but I work just to make pastry and cakes. Yeah, most cafes do have bakeries or just like, you know, pastry sections and bakers, and those are nice. Granted, the coffee shop I was working at, most of the pastry stuff was all just like pre-made frozen shit that they just heated up in the oven or whatever. It wasn't exactly handmade. The stuff that was handmade was given to us by a different bagel shop nearby. So there was also, you know, the actual sandwiches and like lunch food or whatever that were all made by a store a little bit further out from us, another, you know, branch of our chain, and then just like delivered to us in trucks basically every single night. Kind of sucked, actually. They took the fucking tea bag out anyway. I should probably clean out my tea kettle because she is, you know, a little bit dusty after a good fucking, you know, how many weeks of disuse. Oh well, I'll do that later. Iris says, you are too kind to me. I had ideas for a daily rotating coffee special that included specialized coffee from 7 different countries. I settled on a Sakura strawberry cappuccino before I put the idea on a shelf. There are a lot of really good ways you could do that. I imagine you could probably find a way to fit Hawaiian Kona in there, though. but Hawaiian Kona is very, very expensive, and making sure it is ethically sourced is extremely difficult, considering, you know, most of what Hawaii has been through. So maybe not that one. But I think there are a lot of really cool ways you could put it together. Honestly, looking into different, like, cultural aspects of how people, you know, kind of like, I guess, cultural aspects of dishes and things is something I've always been very interested in. I've talked about it on Twitter, but not on stream, but I am still thinking of doing an IRL cooking stream in which I cook a Stalker-themed dish. This dish that I'm researching to make isn't like an existing recipe, but me just kind of like taking influence from existing recipes and getting a basic idea on how to do it and putting my own spin on it. The idea is that because some of the most common mutants in the zone that are eaten most commonly by stalkers are fleshes and boars, I've settled on a recipe being made out of pork. The idea is I'm looking through like culturally significant methods on how to make it. So like Ukrainian like family recipes and shit. Like how like a Ukrainian person or a person with Ukrainian heritage or some Slavic heritage would be making pork. Usually braised seems to be the method of preparation that is most common in these means. And the other thing is, so it's like, one, it has to be like, you know, culturally accurate to Slavic culture or Ukrainian culture specifically. Two, it has to be simple to make enough that a person with a literal fucking like field cooking kit out in the middle of fucking nowhere would feasibly be able to cook this. Obviously, over here in the bar, we can cook whatever the fuck we want. You should see what we make in the back. It may not look too good for the eyes, but it smells and tastes great. You could make even human flesh look appetizing if you season it right, I promise you that. But the point is that your average stalker doesn't have access to the type of equipment for cooking that we do here in the bar. We have our own fucking stills in the back, but a stalker doesn't. So the idea that an average stalker would be able to cook this dish with a field cooking kit, requiring it to be very simple and easy to make on the fly, these restrictions make it a lot easier to nail down an accurate stalker themed dish. And I'm having a lot of fun sort of like exploring my horizons with cooking to find a good way to go about this. Even if I don't end up actually doing the stream, I will absolutely make it and post it to Twitter and the Discord and show everybody the recipe. That could be fun. Now that the tea is done steeping, we put some honey on this hoe and we can get back to the game, shall we? Discussions of food always seem to be the most fulfilling things to have on this stream, not gonna lie. I considered having this be a co-host in Stalker Tuesday, which I haven't done since for actually a year. The last time that happened was when I had Tribs on for a Stalker Tuesday when I played Autumn Aurora. That was a fun time, actually. Alright. Honey's in. Let me stir it up, put a stroopwafel on top, and we'll be good to go. You guys might not know this, but I fucking love stroopwafels. They're so tasty. I have not eaten enough of the ones that my mom got me for Christmas. She got me a whole fucking box of them, and I have not eaten enough of them at all. I fear they may go bad before it is their time. But Iris says, while I was hardcore training to be a chef, my peers all specialized in certain cultural cuisines, such as Sioux with Hispanic and Brazilian dishes, another one on southern dishes and smoking and so on. That's so fucking cool. God. It's the cool thing about food is it's never just cooking. There are so many interesting, like, cultural or regional ways to cook a dish. And all of them taste so supremely different. Food is one of, I think, the most important arts of man that I don't think will ever stop being important. No matter what ends up happening to our species as a whole, cooking will always be an art that is given lots and lots of love and care. And I think that's really wonderful to think about. I found that a big part of why I end up liking post-apocalyptic media. I'm going to say a little bit of a hot take here, But I think a lot of people like post-apocalyptic media because they just want to live out their fantasies of finally shooting their neighbors. With me, I like post-apocalyptic media because it shows the unity of man. It shows the beauty and unity and cooperation of all of us, you know, combating a type of adversity. And ultimately, I think the fact that the art of cooking and the art of food and eating and the unity in food is, funnily enough, something that illustrates the unity of man so well to me. It's honestly kind of beautiful. Fujin says, food where I live is so different from region to region. I can imagine so. Iris says, I learned quite a bit about East Asian foods like Japanese and Chinese cooking, and I'm very lightly with Korean cuisine. I'm a huge nut for cooking from all cultures though. I love learning new things. Fujin says, some part of North Italy love cooking boars and some part of the South makes so fucking good fried food. Ah, boars. Shit. Like, it's funny you bring that up, Iris, because I actually still have a recipe for, Korean barbecued, like, beef, bulgogi. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I did get a recipe for it that I wanted to make. And the big thing that I realized was I was like, if I'm making a dish, right, I don't want it to be from some fucking website called Martha's Cooking that has, like, a lacy, like, you know, website, like, theme or whatever. If I'm making a dish that is, like, you know, like, a culture other than American, I want it to be from, like, an actual, like, source that is, like, you know, part of that culture, you know? Because not only is it, like, you know, a little bit less of, like, you know, kind of like the problem of, like, your average, like, American attempting to make a cultural dish and not knowing what makes it what it is, because it genuinely just tastes better. Just all in all, it's the best if you get, like, a recipe from, like, an actual, like, source within the culture that tends to make it. Not even from a, like, oh, I just want it, like, legitimate. It's just, like, I don't know. It's definitely going to taste more accurate. It's just for, like, the sake of, like, accuracy and respect for the culture, I feel. Like, when I was making quesadillas, I was like, I don't want a fucking recipe from, like, some, like, white woman who's from Australia, alright? It's weird. It's like hard to quantify it. It's hard to quantify how I'm supposed to actually navigate that. But when you do find it right, you find it right. I'm sorry, Fujin. I do not know how to pronounce that word there. But I will take your word for it that it tastes really good. I think it's time we get back to the game then, or else I'll get stuck talking about food here in the bar forever. Something tells me y'all wouldn't mind that too much. But we do have work to do. And that work involves clapping mercenaries and delivering a shit ton of vodka to some military fucking guy. Let's get a better look at this guy. Hold up. That looks like duty. Red and black markings. We got dutiers. What's up, my man? The cooking world and social networking go hand in hand, and it's terrifying. Learning how to make something from an authentic source is all about who you know. I did grow up with a lot of Hispanic friends in middle school and high school and elementary school. And I have occasionally talked to them before about maybe just, like, getting recipes from them and doing cuisine like that. Because, like, I mean, a bunch of these friends I've kind of made food for myself. A bunch of these Hispanic friends of mine who I still hang out with back in when COVID was first popping off, 1 week I was just, like, hitting all of them up because they all live very close to me in a very, like, close cluster. I was like, hey, do you guys want some vodka sauce I was making? And they were like, sure. And then I just drove around to all my friends' houses just dropping off jars of fucking vodka sauce. And they loved it. It's cool to, like, cook, like, honestly, anytime I have friends over, the most fun hangouts I have are cooking. When I was having that moment back in June, where I was terrified that all of my friends would be moving away and I wouldn't really be able to spend time with them anymore, I managed to get in contact with one friend who still lived near me, and I had him over, and we cooked these amazing buffalo chicken burgers, like with like, you know, buffalo sauce and breadcrumb, like proper breading on the burgers, and even with some Parmesan cheese ground up inside of the fucking meat and everything, and cooked on a stove with some sharp cheddar cheese, and we put them on toasted pretzel buns, and it was so fucking good. And just like hanging out, like cooking as a hangout, it's unbeatable. I remember when I had Zilly over, and we fucking spent an evening cooking my dad's steak recipe that I was able to finally figure out and perfect, while like drinking fucking like sparkling apple cider and eating this delicious like salad side all on my back porch and listening to fucking Parkway Drive while we did it. Cooking with friends is literally just the most wonderful way to spend time with people. I guarantee you that. Going out to eat is like fun, right? Like you can't beat going out to a diner, which is actually what I'm going to be doing with some of my friends this Friday, who I haven't seen an ungodly amount of time. We're gonna just be going out to a diner and talking about some stuff that we're doing creatively and just catching up on shit. But, like, obviously going out to eat and, like, going to a diner or a place like that, that is fun. But hanging out and cooking is a whole other level. It is exquisite, and I cannot recommend it enough. Fujin says, sorry, I'm getting hungry, and Iris is also getting hungry. This is an unfortunate byproduct of existing in the Too Much Sascha chat. If you're part of the Pripyat City hate crew, you will be given quite a feast for the eyes and ears, but you won't actually get to eat any of it. Food talk is such a staple of my channel. But if you're gonna be on my channel, there are like 3 things I talk about: music, horror, and food. Sometimes all 3 of them in conjunction, depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes we talk about music and food if we're talking about fucking MF Doom. Sometimes it's horror and food, since I brought up fucking Vita Cardis earlier. Once again, thank you to Nick's Nightfall for probably being the best person I could actually be watching that for the first time with. I appreciate you warning me what the Harvester video was about. Jesus fucking Christ. I looked at some of the stills from it. I didn't even listen to it, because I couldn't bear to listen to it. But I looked at the stills, and those were enough to just make my stomach sink every time I thought about it at work today. Ugh. And obviously there's lots of music and horror, as I was talking about my ambient project. I think I'll be posting another teaser of some of that tonight, actually. I'm looking to be getting back into my midnight walks, though, so I think I'll be testing some of my music out on myself tonight. All I know is the first track that I've actually, like, shown to people, because I have a lot of these tracks currently being worked on and put together, but the first track I've actually shown publicly on Twitter and to friends, I actually went for one of my midnight walks the other day listening to it, as I do with a lot of other music, and I actually got genuinely pretty fucking scared. Oh. Speaking of meat, that's honestly a disappointing outcome. I wish I could have killed them myself so I could have gotten the meat. It would have made for good dinner. Yeah, bye-bye, boars. Well, no more braised pork for me, I guess. No more ragu sauce. When she's on the rag, never let her fry the ragu. It has been exactly 0 days since Sascha last made reference to hip-hop music, specifically MF Doom. Remember how fucking Doom-pilled I was earlier this year? Like, I was listening to Doom when I was playing Monster Hunter. By the way, expect a Monster Hunter stream this Thursday. It's going to be another open VC for my homies who play it, so we'll be having some people, you know, jump in and out as we go. Like I said earlier, I basically have been kind of, you know, I am still going to be streaming with, like, as close as I can get to the regular frequency with which I was streaming before my little break. I'm not really going to be having, like, you know, schedule set up for the week, and then whatever. It's gonna be more like, you'll find out what I'm streaming on the day of me streaming it. Because, like, I'm just kind of trying to, you know, keep it a little bit sort of, like, a little bit sort of, you know, like, a little bit of, like, a little bit free, you know, keep it a little bit, I'm not sure what kind of word I'm looking for here. This is unfortunate. Monster Hunter is fun. I finally got Sunbreak this summer, and I've been getting my fucking MR up with some friends because I'm trying to get my hands on the Lenigan layered armor, which quite literally looks like the armor for me. It is so Sascha pilled. I love it. I need to get art of myself wearing the Lenigan layered armor. Funnily enough, despite my character obviously being very gun centric, when I play Monster Hunter, I use Charge Blade. I'm a filthy Charge Blade user. I used to be a hammer user, but not anymore. I'm reformed. I used to use hammer, but I got better. I hope you can forgive me. I forgot to bring my boys with me. Which Monster Hunter do you play, Fujin? I'm going to buy Baldur's Gate 3 because I love the Baldur's Saga games so much. I've seen a lot of people talking about Baldur's Gate 3. I have not played Baldur's Gate before, and I haven't even really played Dungeons and Dragons when I do TTRPGs. It's always been homebrew stuff like Pathfinder or Dungeon World. Hammer, GS, and DS. I don't recognize the abbreviations. Oh, Great Sword and Dual Swords. I think Spiral does Dual Swords. Rocker used to do Great Swords for a while. Fujin's Sword and Shield is my favorite, but I use bow too. Yeah, I started out trying to use the Lance. I did not like it. I have not done bowgun, heavy bowgun, or gun lance. I thought about it at one point. I did use hammer for a very long time, but I tend to stick to Charge Blade because it is the one that has the most fun gameplay for me. Because I just like to have lots and lots of moves. I need to be constantly entertained. I also was aspiring to be an Insect Glaive user for a while. Insect Glaive is cool, but it gets a little bit old. Charge Blade, Whirligig makes brain go burr. I love my big fucking zappy pizza cutter thing. Aha! Hold on a second. Yeah, I would not advise you to abbreviate it to that, Fujin. I'll allow the message through, but please stick to just using JP to abbreviate for Japan. Because, that word is kind of a slur in a lot of contexts. I know you were just trying to fucking abbreviate it, and I know you didn't mean it. So I'll, you know, like, I'm not gonna, like, get mad at you for it. But please be careful. It's alright, you do now. But now that you do know, I am going to delete those two messages. How much fucking ammo did I get out of him? That's barely enough for one mag. Yeah, or just abbreviate it to JP. That's how people usually abbreviate the region. With my region, people just write RUS. God. Every time I hang out in, like, Mono's chat or, like a lot of people's Twitch chats, I keep tripping the auto mod because I keep using the word Gopnik. Which Twitch's auto mod picks up as an offensive term, but, like, Gopnik isn't, like, any more offensive than saying chav. Or like, you know, white trash or redneck or whatever. Twitch chat also picks up redneck with the auto mod, which is why, I'm gonna talk about this redeem again, by the way, because I haven't talked about it in a while. But I have a redeem where if anybody ends up managing to save up 100,000 channel points, you can redeem the RN Rampage thing, which can only be redeemed once. And once it is, it means I now must schedule a Redneck Rampage stream. So, if somebody manages to save up 100,000 channel points and spend them, you can make me play Redneck Rampage for the first time on stream. If that's how you get your sick kicks, I guess. But I had to abbreviate it to RN Rampage because the word redneck is TOS for Twitch's chat and shit, which is really funny because, like, I'm sorry, who is, like, actually out there getting offended by that phrase? Think of the canteen sip, Alaris. And same with Gopnik. Gopnik is basically just a Russian, chav, I think, maybe? No, I think a Gopnik is more of a roadman, maybe, if we're going with, like, analogs to UK culture. For those who don't know, Gopnik is a derogatory Russian term for your average tracksuit-wearing, apartment complex parking lot squatting guy with the flat cloth cap. It's a term for a working man. How is that offensive? I guess it depends on where it's being used, because it is kind of commonly used as a derogatory term for a person who tends to be very close-minded, bigoted, and like, conservative. Which is funny, because originally rednecks were, like, you know, were big, like, you know, working class rights types of guys. Now, most modern conservatives who seem to almost self-identify with the term are, like, huge corporate bootlickers. They're also police bootlickers, when originally the term redneck was mostly, used as a self-identifier by people who were very heavily against shit like police. Back in, like, earlier redneck cultures, the phrase, "we don't call the police around here," was pretty fucking common. It's unfortunate to see how quickly it's been switched around like that. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but no culture, like, no subculture's complete declawing and co-opting by, like, corporate people has been half as horrible as it was with country music. An anti-capitalist, anti-police, pro-working class type of culture that was very heavily about human unity and human, you know, like powering through adversity is now literally just so heavily based around consumerism that it is almost impossible to convince a modern human being what country music used to be about. And you can thank the record industry for spinning it like that. Huh? Ah, yes, haunted gas masks. A Stalker stream staple. Hey, Sakharov, talk to me. I got documents for you. What did they... I can't do this every time, man. I'm sorry they did this to you, though. I don't have a Bureau hand, actually. The last one I killed only gave me his brain, I think. Sometimes those gas masks do just bug out. It hadn't happened to me on stream before until now. Funny that. I would have liked to have more vodka out of that guy. What happened to Sascha? Because I'm using the HD models add-on, it kind of changes a lot of characters to look different. And, Poor Sakharov,
Приветствую на нашей научной
he's seen
базе.
better days. If you study the laugh lines, you'll see that he's cracking.
Всего наилучшего.
Poor bastard. I suppose it's best we don't stand around and gawk at him. He's probably got enough going on as it is. You can keep your alien bastards. I've got work in the morning. Well, we've work yet to continue. I don't think I'll be going out to the Great Swamps tonight. It is quite a trek. I think we'll be heading back to Agriprom and then looping around through the garbage to finish tonight's run. Unfortunately, Chef over here has given me barely enough AK ammo to get me through this run alone. I'll have to use most of the proceeds from these quests to actually pay off refilling my AK completely. This is why I use Dux models and not the HD models. I'm just used to the HD models mainly because I used to play Anomaly back when the HD models as we know them were in vanilla Anomaly. Y'all might not know this, but vanilla Anomaly used to look like these. And these models were removed from the base game because I think they used a lot of assets from DayZ. And I didn't realize that until I was fucking talking to our lovely longtime channel founder Runo, and saying, I swear to God, I remember playing Anomaly and this one loner in the fucking rookie base had pink Nikes on. And Runo was like, get out of here. And I'm like, no, I've got a screen cap of it. Look. And I did some asking around in the Anomaly Discord. And they were like, yeah, they took those out, but you can put them back in by using the HD models add-on. And I'm like, okay. So, call it silly, but it is mostly out of, like early Anomaly version nostalgia that I use them. That is way too many fucking boars. This is why God invented grenades. It's not a Sascha... Oh. Ah. Oh, my throat. It's not a Sascha stream unless I Kobe at least one boar. You fucks ain't getting a grenade botch redeem out of me tonight. Probably sip on some of my tea. And his boar meat will sell for good when I cook it. See, I've already had to waste a bunch of AK ammo on these fucking boars, man. By the way, now that it's actually sunny again, let me show you a good view of my logo backpack, Fujin. Yeah, there you go. It says Sascha in Cyrillic, and there's the skull. I used a Photoshop mock-up template to make my logo look like a patch. And then I just modded I just edited the patch onto the backpack texture for the FDDA mod. I'm very proud of how it looks. By the way, Screen Space Shaders, the mod that I very noticeably use, it has a fantastic new update coming up that overhauls the rain and the blood. I keep leaving, like, really positive, glowing comments on every video the guy releases that's showcasing his new features, but I'm just like, man, nothing brings a tear to my eye like a new Screen Space Shaders update. I would personally consider it to be, like if you need graphics mods for Anomaly, I think you can very rarely do better than Screen Space Shaders. Like, it is a positively stunning fucking mod. It doesn't change the art style or anything, so you can, you can keep it looking vanilla with the textures and everything else. The only thing that really changes is just, like, the actual effects, like having the grass be interactable with players and mutants and anomalies, changing the ambient occlusion and everything else, the water. It's fucking beautiful. If you're looking into beautifying Stalker Anomaly without, like, changing a whole lot about it, use Screen Space Shaders. Like, I'm not even using texture mods. I don't use texture mods. I think the game's textures look fine enough as they are. I don't need them to be in fucking uncompressed 4K. this is fine to me. Yeah, the blood shader is looking fantastic on it, and I can't wait for 1.7 to drop. Or whatever it is. The screen space shaders mod is actually why I decided to finally give fucking winter mods a shot, because I installed yet another winter mod, and from Christmas of 2023 until the spring equinox of this year, every Stalker stream was in winter mode. I can't talk for some mods that are coming out because people get me and kill me. I mean, I'm not gonna kill you. People like what they like. The only mods that I ever really, like, actively have any issues with are the types of mods that, like, use other people's work without crediting them. But if you're withholding info for confidentiality reasons, I absolutely understand. Oh, that was close. What's your bitch ass? Here's another fun thing. I found a great new, I'm like slowly overhauling a lot of my alerts and redeems on stream. And, I think I found a great new ban alert. Y'all have seen my ban alert, video. It's funny. But I found a great one, because I was playing Shadow of Chernobyl. And there's a scripted thing where if you go near the garbage compactor anomaly, you see a flesh run into a fucking springboard or whatever. And fucking Sid just goes, "Just think about it, man. Next time it could be you in his place." And I was like, you know what would be really funny? That would be really funny. Having that be the ban redeem. Like, somebody comes up in the chat and starts acting a fool, and I just fucking ban him, and just go, "Just think about it, man. Next time it could be you in his place." Sushi cat gloves for female character. Could you actually link that in the fucking general channel of our Discord? I might add, like, a Stalker-only channel or something. I don't know. I'm, like, very hesitant on splitting the discussion channels too much, because I don't want our already kind of, like, smaller user base to be spread too thin. So until we end up getting enough discussion going on that we end up having to switch, like, to split discussions and topics between separate channels, you can just drop it into the general and it'll be fine. I did add the kitchen channel because, like, I explicitly told our users that putting food that they cooked into the art channel was fine because I think of food as art. And I thought that was okay. But we ended up getting to the point where there was a lot of food in that channel. And it was like, well, fucking ouch. It was like, well, we're at the point now that we're kind of seeing more food posts in the art. Oh, ouch. It was at the point where we were starting to see more food posts in art. So it was like, all right, we got to split this off. And then I ended up adding a lot more channels centric to just me and my VTubing, so I made an entire new section just for that, which ended up being a really good place to put my my fucking, like, streamer, my stream alerts channel. So there's an entire Sascha centric group for, like, stream alerts, fucking seeing my lore, seeing refs for my character and other stuff to do with my character, for ease of access. It's good stuff. Our Discord is coming along pretty nicely. Done? Awesome. Thank you. I've ended up adding a lot more, like, other channels to it as well. Like, I ended up, like, adding, like a super private VC that literally can only house one person. And it's just for me going in and running, like, you know, fucking, like technical tests of, like, you know, streaming and shit. And soundboard clips and other shit. without worrying about somebody joining in and be like, hey, what's going on here? It's like, nothing, go away. Well, I would never say that, but I'd more just be like, I'm running like technical tests, so I'm just kind of like doing this solo. Wait a moment. Sushi Cat made the old dog sleeves hand pack too. Ah, Sushi Cat is the user. I see. I haven't actually used any hand packs because since I use fucking FDDA and boomsticks and sharpsticks, as well as fucking THAP, I don't really use hand reskins often. Alright, let's not get clapped this time, huh? There was a nice IED in that truck over there. I'll have to go grab it again. Shame on me for not saving, though. Hold up. Alright, it's right over here. And my DB is called Istar, but in modern community we call him Sushi Gato. Ah, for Sushi Cat. I forget what sushi is in Russian. I'll have to look that up. I used to know at one point, but I've been, like, falling in and out of learning Russian so much that I, like, frequently forget what a lot of words are. Like, I know what bear is. It's medvedi. Oh, hey, wait. Since I realized that it was not the Milo patch causing the frame drops, let me put that back on. Here we go. Get on my vest now. Thank you. There we go. It's a little bit harder to see in the lighting, but right there on the bottom left of my chest rig, there is, there's fucking Milo from the Descendants. I have a soft spot for punk that sounds like that. Them and Adolescents make really good music, as I've said earlier on stream. I've been listening, since I've been listening to a lot of Fugazi, I've been liking a lot of what I'm hearing. Like early Fugazi. Like a post-hardcore band with like 2 lead vocalists that kind of switch up the duties every couple of songs or so. Ian McKay's vocals are pretty good, but fucking Guy Pachado's vocals are amazing. I love the energy he brings. All I'm saying is, I don't see any fucking photos of Ian McKay literally like half in and out of a basketball hoop while fucking yelling into the mic. Walking shambling money. Bandages. Wonderful. Ball peen hammer. In the EFDP Discord, they know me as 3 Name the Cake Lady, Fujin Dev, but it's a joke made by Maid and Haruka that are the dev of that mod pack, or the Italian Tall Lady. Jesus. I didn't actually know that. I guess I should have figured there'd be an EFP Discord. I have never played EFP, and I will confess I don't exactly plan on doing it anytime soon. Same with Gamma. I kind of prefer my little homebrewed mod, you know, selection that I use. It's a little bit easier to fix if things happen to go wrong. As my wonderful friend fucking Kelly OC was showing me, things can go wrong. Here's another great mod for beautifying Stalker without, like, just upping the texture resolution on existing things. Hollywood FX increases particles, a lot of other stuff, and most importantly, look at those fucking anomalies. The combination of the like, beautified anomalies from Hollywood FX with the screen space shaders grass interaction honestly makes this game fucking dazzling. Okay. So, first order of business, don't get clapped. Second order of business, don't get clapped by the anomaly. I have 3 Stalker installs. One is pure vanilla, one EFP, and the other 3 are homemade mod packs. No gamma? Oh, there you are, you son of a bitch. You don't see me. Oh, you're gonna blow my fucking cover. He didn't hear that. No gamma. Sounds like the slogan for my streams. Welcome to Too Much Sasha's Stalker Tuesday. No gamma. Please. Dropped him. And good timing, too. The fucking anomaly's coming this way. Holy shit, Mono!
If you only knew where I've just been and what I saw.
Mono with the raid! It's the motherfucking Mono raid! Let me go to the bar real quick. Welcome on in, Mono. Akra, sweep, motherfucker. Hold up. That's the Russian keyboard again. Monochrome TV. Alright, everybody who is currently already in my stream, please go check out our wonderful friend Mono. They are amazing and we love them. They're a wonderful Eldritch VTuber with an insane level of cohesive visuals and overall style and just everything. An amazing VTuber. Mono said we played through XCOM and did not die. Got to the first black site mission. PK says I died. I mean, nope, didn't die, very much still kicking. You know, PK, if you died but also didn't die, that would technically classify you as a zombie, and I hate to say it, but we don't really take kindly to the undead out here in this bar. Anyway, welcome on in, new raiders. I'm Too Much Sasha, the Chernobyl battle maid. I came here as a mercenary before disappearing for 2 weeks, reappearing with a strange mission from an unknown source and a cool tattoo on my arm. I currently live out of this bar out here in Chernobyl. I cook, clean, and hunt, and when I'm not doing any of those things, I play spooky shooty games here on Twitch. And every Tuesday I play the Stalker games, which I'm doing tonight. Thank you all for coming in, and thank you for trusting your community with me, and I hope you enjoy your stay tonight. Mono says XCOM. Oh no, Fujin says XCOM is coded to make lows sometime. To be honest, yeah, good point. Mono says death is a small thing when Iron Man mode is off. True. All right. Well, we're all introduced. Let's get back to the game, shall we? Interesting timing, too. I'm about to execute this poor man in cold blood. Ah, Ukrainian military. I'm sorry, man. What have we here? 2016 AK-12. I can't say I find myself terribly interested in using either of you. Your magazines will sell for well, and your ammunition will be useful to me. Your helmet. Not so much.
Leave him on
Thank you for the follow.
Bullshit.
Budojok Mazaista. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. But thank you so much for the follow. It's very much appreciated. Let's disassemble this. I don't think I need to disassemble the Glock, but I'll do it anyway. Executing people in cold blood, just girly things. Good fucking god. Hello. Senior Sergeant Stuczynski. Met a grisly fate at the hands of who fucking knows. At least he dropped an AK ammo, an AK mag full of ammo. And I got a brand new artifact out of a box. These polymer mags will be useful to me as well. So from here, all we have to do is head through to the garbage, and from there we head back to the bar, retool, and call it a night. Should be relatively easy, but then again, nothing is ever that easy out here in the zone, is it? I appreciate the ammo, though. Just loading mags out in Shitsville nowhere. Classic Sascha things. I almost said Stasha or soccer. Guys, it's Soccer Tuesday. You know what that means. It took way too many shots to down that soldier, by the way. This just confirms to me that if I'm going to prep for doing that, that fucking run on the military base, it is probably in my best interest that I make sure I'm all stocked with fucking armor-piercing ammo. Well, we found the missing duty soldier. We got the anomaly device. We can use that for later. We passed through the garbage. Soccer Tuesday. Time to wear funny uniforms and kick balls. You know, interesting. The overlap between BDSM clubs and soccer stadiums, huh? Perhaps there could be a common ground between these two communities once thought unknowable. I'm certainly not going to try and find it. Speaking of funny uniforms, it's Bunny Girl Day or whatever. I did at one point consider getting art of me wearing a bunny suit and looking very visibly not into it and asking shit like, Buffy, welcome on in. It's good to see you open chat tonight, Buffy. How are you doing, friendo? We are cleaning, or just finishing up. I was late. It's okay, I'm late to raids all the time, homie. Honestly, I think the later you would have taken to post a message, the funnier it would have gotten. Fujin says, Nurse gave painkillers again. Maybe I will fall asleep soon as 5:33 a.m. Yeah, homie, I hope you get some sleep. Jesus. Hope you're getting, like, paid leave from your job or something. It is Colorado Day. I used to know a dude from Colorado. He got me into Tyler, the Creator. Haven't seen him in an actual decade, but I do hope he's doing well. How time splits us apart. Perhaps one day we can all be one. Well, best not to dwell on it. Thank you for the canteen sip, Buffy. Alright. Well, we just have to pass through the garbage. Let me take that sip for you. I'm a little bit stuffy and like fucked up in the throat today. Fujin says I'm just sad that my bike is gone. Yeah, I would be too. God, that's fucked up. I've been in a couple of car accidents and I ended up totaling one. I was kind of in the same way. Oh, god damn, that's a hell of a bike to lose. I'm sorry, friendo. Butcher, my man, what is up? It is good to see you. Take these, please. I keep finding the chassis for the Remington M700, the boomsticks and sharpsticks version, but the boomsticks and sharpsticks version of the gun doesn't appear in any shops anymore. Not since I've updated this mod. That's unfortunate. I'll have to figure out why. But that's a problem to solve another day, I think. For now, please just give me all of the vodka you have in store. I shouldn't have cooked all those boar chops I had earlier then. I could have damn well used them to turn in this quest with old Butcher here. Oh god, Buffy's making pissy shitties in my chat. LTX conflict? I'm not certain because I'm basically using the exact same mod setup as I was back before I updated boomsticks and sharpsticks. When I was still in 1.5.1, I was still using boomsticks and fucking what's it called? The merchant overhaul. But like when I updated the boomsticks and sharpsticks and merchant overhaul versions, they're the only mods that do it, and they didn't used to do it, but as soon as I updated boomsticks and whatever the fuck, it started having an issue. I'll look through my mod files or something. That is so bullshit, this guy just dodged that. Wait, hold up. I think I'll report to you after the stream about what's up with that then. Because I would like to get my fucking Mod X3 rifle back. Zombies may be slow and easy pickings and kind of annoying to grind through, but they do tend to drop good things like medical supplies whenever there's a moment. I'll always be thankful for that. I wonder what the flea market's selling. I've recently come into some money, so might as well go check it out. Wait. The LTX stuff is easy to fix. Alright. Well, at first I have to check to see, like, how it's happening first, anyway. Only 2.5 thousand. I know Barkeep will pay me more than that. This IED I'm keeping for reasons. For those who came in with the raid and don't know why I'm buying vodka up from every person that I meet, the area I just came from out in Yantar, a military contact who currently hangs out with a bunch of what is it, government scientists in this region, he is quite corrupt, and he will hook you up with military equipment in exchange for vodka. I basically just use him as a depot for free AK ammo. Free in quotations, obviously, since the lion's share of my vodka I give him is all bought from other vendors. But buying bottles of vodka is marginally cheaper than buying AK ammo. Off to the bar.
God damn it. How do you accidentally uwu? How does that happen? You don't have to apologize. Weather's been decidedly gloomy today. Very British weather out here. That's unfortunate. Ah, painkillers kicking in. That would make sense. I've never really been in a position where I was actually ever taking painkillers that had that level of effect. I've been somehow very lucky to never be injured that badly enough. Well, except for anesthetics when I got surgery once. Even when I got my head busted up at that show last year, I didn't even take any anesthetics. And the closest thing to painkillers I was taking was fucking aspirin. And I've talked about it before, but I don't want anybody thinking that when I say, oh, I refuse anesthesia, that I'm saying it as a, oh yeah, I'm a badass, I didn't need anesthesia thing. It was the fucking, like, anesthetic or, like, you know, numbing agent they would have used when I was in the hospital would have been administered in a way that was so fucking, like, extremely unappealing and honestly sounded extremely painful to me that I said, no, just give me a bag of ice. Had to take some wicked painkillers for my wisdom teeth. Ah, that is true. They do anesthetize you for that. Oy. I got some fucked up teeth in my mouth. I got like a British mouth, dude. Well, we're now back at the base. I'll re-up, make sure all of my ammo and gear is in shape, and probably call it and get ready to raid us out. Fujin says, back in the military, I got shot when deployed. I see. Painkiller would actually kill you if you're bleeding from a gunshot. Interesting, I actually never knew that. Can you carry something for me, boss? Maybe this explosive? I didn't fire any rounds, right? No, good. Hey, do we have any real ones in here who remember that one time that an entire Glock pistol disappeared from my inventory in the blink of an eye? Like, I went to go talk to Mangun, the fucking, what is it? The fucking mechanic for duty, and as soon as I opened his shop, like, his fucking repair, menu, and then, like, closed it again, my Glock was just gone forever. Isn't aspirin a blood thinner? That would make sense as to why mixing aspirin with a lot of other drugs is so really hazardous to your health. Anomaly did eat my Glock, and I was searching for that Glock for a good long while until I decided to bite the bullet, if you'll pardon the pun, and just buy another one. I'm not going to fucking Jupiter. The Glock Eater anomaly. So it would seem. Ah, I see. Fujin has explained it. The Glockily. Stalker is a game, so they don't care. True. I mean, there is something funny about it. The Stalker Gunslinger mod actually does include a mechanic where it is possible to overdose on medkits. Because the medkits, I believe the cheese slice, like morphine packets that were commonly used by Soviet soldiers, and of course are in very constant circulation in the zone, do use morphine. If you use too many medkits in a short time span, you will experience overdose effects. You can also experience such effects if you take a medkit and then drink vodka. So attempting to navigate a fucking, what is it? Attempting to navigate an anomaly or like at most like radioactive areas is extremely hazardous, because obviously the cheapest way of combating radiation without anti-rad artifacts is vodka. And then you use a medkit naturally to get rid of, you know, to get your health back after losing it in the radiation. But you can't mix vodka. You can't mix the fucking vodka with the health kit, or you will get like really bad mixing effects and you will die. Which is really funny. I did not expect that mechanic when I first saw it. I was like, wow, huh? They really did it. They really fucking did it. This is the Glocky. Just in case this operation turned a little sloppy. A bulletproof vest in case they shot me. What about mixing vodka with Coke, the soda? I have not done that, but I can tell you what I have done. I mixed the cinnamon Coca-Cola with Fireball whiskey. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't make the same mistake as me. Good God. The health kit in Stalker is a mix of tranexamico and morphine. A strong blood coagulant to fight the morphine. PK says, are you okay? Yeah, remember when the cinnamon challenge was popping off all those years ago? So imagine that, but it was entirely made of liquid. It was actually kind of a hellish experience. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. Like, all it took was one sip to immediately decide this was a terrible idea. Thank you for your service, Sascha. Mm-hmm. I know my sacrifice was not in vain. Hey, we have some coal for a field cooking kit. We can cook one free thing that we couldn't already cook. I'll go with pseudo-giant chops. I mean, pseudo-dog, not pseudo-giant. You can't cook pseudo-giant meat in this game, which is unfortunate. I'm sure it would be tasty. Hmm. Alright, I'll cook this, sell these mags, disassemble this ammo. Don't ask me why I know so much on this stuff. I mean, you stated, you've at the very least hinted that you had military service, which would explain why you're so, you know, like, knowledgeable on this. I felt like that was a given. If we're talking about mixing vodka with drinks, I will always prefer the Moscow Mule, which is made with mixing vodka and ginger beer. I personally prefer putting a slice of blood orange in it. While I was on Iris's talk show, Poison Points, I proposed my own little spin on the Moscow Mule, which I decided to call either the Pripyat Mule, the Shirley Culture House. We ended up deciding on the Sascha Temple, where it's basically just a Moscow Mule with grenadine. So, I like to make my Shirley Temples with ginger beer instead of ginger ale or Sprite. Ginger beer is a little bit more bitter, so it kind of helps combat the sweetness of the grenadine. But, what I will do then is I will mix, I like the idea of mixing vodka with ginger beer to make a Moscow Mule, but then adding grenadine to give it a bit of the quality of a Shirley Temple. So basically just like smashing together a Shirley Temple and Moscow Mule, where the sort of common ground is the ginger beer. I have not actually tried it IRL, but I am planning on trying it for at least one big stream event. I think that could be fun. Same proportions as a mule, splash of grenadine. I would assume that to be the case. I think that would be fine. If somebody ends up beating me to making a Sascha Temple, please tell me the results. Please tell me if this fucked up drink that I've concocted actually tastes good. I would like to know. One's in chat if you like booze. I don't know. I haven't actually drank alcohol in like 5 years. I want to add. Any other quests to turn in?
Чего расскажешь, хороший?
No?
Таки надо было побольше галет запасти.
Well, there is one there.
Ведь как знал.
There's mercs to kill in Rostock, but I'm not bothering in the army warehouses. I'm not bothering with them yet. It's about to be midnight, so probably is best for me if we start to wrap this up, as it were. Hey, I still have that big fat doink that the fucking bearer dropped when I killed him earlier. I drink the occasional cocktail or chocolate wine. Oh my goodness. It's funny you say that, Mano. We actually have chocolate vodka here. I have a bottle of dark chocolate vodka. Blood orange tends to be less sweet, so perhaps a bit of blood orange syrup would be interesting. I mean, I have had a Moscow Mule with blood orange slice in it, as I was saying, and that did taste good. But I think I would prefer the grenadine just to make it like most accurate to a Shirley Temple. Because if I am at any type of place that has a bar, I am always getting Shirley Temples. Every single time. I only just get the fucking Shirley Temple. On my way, gonna break through from Sheol to taste that shit. I will send you a picture of the bottle, Mono. You said that sounds quite nice. Fujin says I love old-fashioned. Honestly, the only things I really do with booze anymore is use them for cooking. We still have a little bit of Jack Daniels, and I only ever use it for glazing burgers by mixing it with a little bit of teriyaki and brown sugar. I don't ever actually drink whiskey. I only use it for cooking. I've talked about it on stream before, but I made my mom a Black Forest cake completely from scratch, and I actually bought a whole, like, fresh bottle of Kirschwasser, cherry liqueur, to, you know, fucking reduce in a pan with some cherry syrup, and then brush the cake layers before putting them in the oven. And then I ended up gifting her the bottle of the Kirschwasser for her birthday, along with the cake. You can do muddled blood orange slices a la Shirley Temple floating cherries. Maybe. I think I just kind of want to stick to like a purist Shirley Temple in that case. So like actual maraschino cherries and fucking grenadine. So it would literally just be like a Moscow Mule, but you put grenadine and cherries in it. Because look, all right, Sascha may be I may be a hardened criminal. As Sascha the mercenary, the ex-mercenary, I may be a hardened murderer who does a lot of abominable stuff for money. But my heart's not made of stone. I still like sweet, tasty things. And I cook them pretty good, too. I think I'm all good with my inventory management. I'm going to go save and call it a night. Yeah, the Black Forest tasted great. I ended up making 2 of them. Because when I ordered the cans of dark pitted cherries and syrup for my mom, you know, for the cake, I misread the Amazon order. I thought I was ordering 2 cans, but I was actually ordering 2 packages of 8 cans. So I ended up ordering like 16 cans of cherries. I was like, damn, these cans of cherries sure cost a lot. But I'll pay whatever it costs to make my mom something she'll love for her birthday. And then they came in and I'm like, that's why they cost so much. That's a lot of cherries, dude. We ended up going through all of them in the span of like a week. Well, not a week, but like a summer or so. So many cherries, a small price to pay. Yeah, honestly, the Kirschwasser and the cherries ended up being the most expensive aspects of making that cake. Most of the other ingredients we already had. I did have to procure a lot of semi-sweet baking chocolate and corn syrup to make the ganache that we poured on top of the cake. That was a little bit difficult to make as well. A Black Forest cake from scratch was actually a pretty fucking huge undertaking. But man, am I proud that I did it, you know, not just once, but twice in the span of a couple of months. Alright. let's head on down to the bar and find someone to raid out. Here we go, friendos. Alright. So, it's not easy to make? No, it's not. But I'm still proud of it. Ultimately, the only, like, baking things that I've considered enough of a challenge that I don't even really bother trying them anymore is any type of cream pie. I have botched enough banana cream pies to just say, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sorry. Last Christmas, like last Christmas that we had, I tried to make 2 banana cream pies for our family for Christmas breakfast. I botched both of them. The bananas were green. I fucked up the custard on both. It was horrible. It was horrible. Mono says, yeah, cream pies seem like they'd be messy. No, just like, not even that. It's because making the custard is fucking impossible. Because you have to, like, what happens is in order to make the custard, you have to, like, basically separate egg whites from egg yolks. And what happens is you mix the egg yolks in with some cornstarch and then whatever else you're mixing to make the actual, like, thing. So it's usually things like a little bit of confectioner's sugar, some cream, and stuff like that. And you have to wait for it to boil. And then what you have to do is right before it boils, you add a little bit of the other, like the regular custard mixture into the egg yolks and stir it. And you have to do it just right, because you want to heat up the egg yolks so they can transition to the hotter temperatures of the boiling custard mixture without cooking. Because if the egg yolks cook, if they actually cook and you get like the yellow curds from like cooked egg yolks, that means you have fucked it up. You have fucked it up, start over. It requires such insane level of precision and time accuracy that I simply don't have when I'm in the kitchen and like busting my ass to make everything work together. It's like hellish, dude. Like I'm fucking panicking when I'm doing that. It's ridiculous. So when I fucked up 2 of them at the same time, I felt like so sad. I was like, I fucked it. I ruined Christmas. And I'm like half joking, but I genuinely felt like that. Like I felt like the whole family was like genuinely kind of counting on me to make really good desserts. I fucked up in the banana cream pies, and I didn't even have the energy to make these cinnamon rolls with my niece because I spent it trying to save the pies. So, but I still make lots of things I'm proud of. And the last thing I'll talk about before we get ready to raid out was that I have multiple times before made pumpkin pies completely from scratch. As in, like, I procured the pumpkins. I procured the pumpkins from a fucking orchard. Like, I actually, like, picked them out myself. There are East Coast specific pumpkins called cheese pumpkins that are very pale yellowish, and they are wonderful in a pie. They still produce a lot of water, but when they do get made right, they get made right and they taste wonderful in a puree. So I make the puree out of those. I make the fucking flaky crust myself. I do all of that. When it comes to stuff, I try to bake it as from scratch as I can. Just to say I can, actually. Just to say I can. Alright, let's see who we can raid out to. You know, I haven't raided my homie Drift in a while. Why don't I raid her? I haven't stopped on by her spot. Let's do it. Mono says, I get that. Pride is a cook. It's not even really just pride. It's to challenge myself. I don't just like challenge myself just to challenge myself. I challenge myself because there's a great level of like, you know, accomplishment that comes from overcoming adversity. I'm not sure if I would call cooking something from scratch to be overcoming a great level of adversity, but it does feel like I challenged myself and succeeded. Few cases I usually have to buy an extra can of gloop, but it's always good. I've kind of done that before. I like to make pumpkin bread with the goop from carved pumpkins. Well, it depends on what type of pumpkins you're making. You don't want to use you don't want to make puree from a jack-o'-lantern type of pumpkin because it's insanely watery. Most people tend to use the really smaller ones called sugar pumpkins. And of course, the cheese pumpkins that I use are only native to the East Coast. What is it? In fact, most pumpkin purees actually end up using very little pumpkin. a lot of pumpkin pies, the puree is actually made out of a lot of various other gourds and squashes. But the flavor of pumpkin pie mainly comes from ingredients like the nutmeg, and the brown sugar and shit like that. Pumpkin pie is a very anomalous dish to make, but it is my favorite pie. And I will never get sick of it, even after that one incident back in fucking Thanksgiving of 2021. We won't talk about it. Anyway, let's get ready to raid out to Drift. I think I know what our fucking raid message is gonna be. You know what day it is? Pumpkin pie is the best. Pumpkin curry I have not had. I did have really good pumpkin tea today. Here's our raid message. You know what day it is? Copy those emotes. Feel free to use whatever emotes you want if you do not have access to these emotes. I'm going to bring us on down to the end screen so we can raid out and I can talk about my plans for this week. Come join me, friends. Few kisses, we don't talk about the pumpkin pie of 2021. Yeah, see, you get it. Alright, let me set up the raid then. / raid Drift into Madness. We are going to raid my wonderful friend Drift into Madness. What is it? If I remember correctly, pronouns... I think... Let me check, actually. Let me check. Drift into Madness. Pronouns she, they. Drift's pronouns are she, they. She's currently playing the new SpongeBob SquarePants game, The Cosmic Shake. Please, say hello. Most importantly, what do we have going on for this week? We have, I'm going to be playing some Monster Hunter this Thursday, and I'm thinking about playing a game that I've wanted to play for quite a while this Sunday. Please look forward to that. If it ends up working out as the game that I want to play, it'll probably be a solo stream. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, if you want more Stalker, please come by next Tuesday. All of these streams at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as they always are. I can't wait to see you guys any other day. If you want to catch up with me on other areas, please go to my Twitter in my About section and see where I post there, where I update on streams and other creative things that I'm working with. And you can also join our Discord with the link in my About section as well and come hang out with our community. That will do it for the night. Please, I'll see you guys in Drift's chat. Have a wonderful night. Be good to yourselves. I love you all. Pripyat City Hate Crew for life. Peace out.